believe I am live. Good morning, everybody. Yes, I am indeed live. If I sound all right, hit that number 1. Take these off for now. Again, if I sound audibly good, if you don't mind hitting that number 1 in the chat box. Chris, 1. Jornator, 1. Bruce, 1. Thank you, thank you. If I could get a few more 1s. Eloy just says yes. All right, looks like I am sounding good then. Perfect. Excellent, excellent. PM, awesome. Friendly reminder to hit that like button if you've been here before and you know you're going to enjoy. The like button has real life ramifications as it will determine how long this live stream goes for. So now if you're brand new, don't hit the like button. I totally understand. You have no idea if you're going to like this. Welcome, it's great to have you. But like I said, for you, no need to hit it. But if you are not new, friendly reminder to hit the like button. Babu is just being Babu. Babu, are you super awkward in real life? Be honest, Babu. Like, are you really awkward in real life? Like, are you one of those awkward people? Michael, good morning. Be honest, it's okay. Some people are just awkward in real life. I probably have my awkward moments. But sometimes you get a vibe from people like, you know what, I bet that person's very awkward. And I will say, this is where my keyboard warriorism comes out. Because would I ever walk up to Babu in real life and be like, hey man, do you think you're awkward in real life? I confess I probably would not do that. But when it's just me talking to a screen name, I think that does give me a little bit more courage than what I'd have in real life. So maybe this is a little bit of kind of hiding behind my keyboard as I ask this. But yeah, Babu, are you awkward in real life? Good morning to everybody else. Hopefully everybody... I am in Africa, just trying to make my way in. Well, that's great, but that didn't really answer my question. I'm glad. First, hey, I think we're all, well, hopefully we're all doing our best to make our way through life. But so I guess let me rephrase. Are you doing that awkwardly? Are you trying to make your way through life being awkward? I don't know. How's everybody's day going so far? I'm having a good day. Got another account. So for those of you that were here back on, what was that, Monday? When I nailed the $1,500 exactly, which is what I needed on that account. I did get that account passed now. In order to pass, so this was just to give a little context for those that maybe have no idea what I'm talking about. I am doing Pam's Plant, which is an argument of day trading futures through a prop firm. And on the 50K account, in order to pass, what are you passing for? Well, you're passing to get from your test account into your pro account, and pro accounts are where once you start to make money, you get to keep that money. But first, you got to pass a test. So on the 50K account, in order to pass, you're not allowed to lose 2,000, but you also have to make 3,000, which is why that number needs to eventually get up to $53,000, which is why this number right here being at 530950. I have passed. Now, I still need to do one more flip day tomorrow for a trade for day number 5. But always a good day when tests are passed. This is a pro account right here, so $80. I am definitely more aggressive with my test accounts. I think, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I do believe most people are more aggressive with test accounts than they are with pro accounts. So that is why that one's, at where it is. But another account right here doing, that's what I'm going to be trading on the stream today. But so yeah, overall my day's going pretty well. Hey Clay, could you possibly do a video or show on the live your ATM? Oh no, because my ATM settings are irrelevant to you. Like you gotta figure out ATM settings that work for your strategy. I don't know your strategy. All showing my ATM settings would do is cause people to puppet trade my strategy. But that's not how trading works. There is no one size fits all strategy. You got to figure out, you got to fine tune what works for you. And part of that fine tuning is indeed things such as what are your ATM settings going to be? Yeah, scalping strategy doesn't mean anything. That means nothing. Do you know how many nooks and crannies a scalping strategy could have? So again, you seem to be operating under the premise that there's like some one size fits all approach, and there's not. You gotta fine tune what works for you. And again, fine tuning. An example of those fine tuned things would be something such as what you just asked, those ATM settings. Dave Lewis is green. Great. Michael, good up 50 in the test count. Good job, Michael. Bruce, 50-50 again, but at least it's evals. Yeah, Bruce, yep. Hey, good morning, Kevin. Babu likes the vibe. Oguz Han. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, but good to see you. Thank you, Andrew. Good day. Good morning, Spider Lily. Okay, Babu is in a swing trade. All right. Well, I hope that turns out well for you. I see the bot attacker is back already. So no likes did not explode like that. I upset somebody last week, and apparently they are still upset. Yet they won't. I know. I think they're. Well, I don't know. I don't know how the bot attacks work. I don't know if they're here when it happens. But I've invited this person to, to share their algorithm again, to step up, but they don't want to do that now, apparently. But yes. So no, these likes are not real. No, we don't have the viewership here. I imagine both those numbers will keep creeping up. But like I said, that is a bot attack because I upset somebody last week. I'm trying to give them I'm trying to work something out like, hey, show us your algorithm, but they don't speak up anymore. To be fair to them, I don't even know if they're here. Like I said, I don't know how bot attacks work. Maybe they just have it pre-programmed. I have no idea how bot attacks work. All right, well, kind of just a little bit of consolidation here. Interesting chart, though, when you're looking at the 5-minute. You got 2 times where the bears try to press down, but then both times the bulls did push back up, which is how you get those lower shadows right there. So right now I am more bullish biased than I am bearish biased. Shout out to Clay for being here. Yeah, exactly, Avon. I'm not going to show arrows with that. I don't like that that distracts me when there's lines. I kind of already have enough lines. And besides, irrelevant, because Avon, if you spend time here, you hear me walk through my thoughts on things. So if you're like, well, how do you trade? Hang around, my friend. I give my thoughts. I give some reasonings behind things. So me showing trades is not going to be anything that can't already be accomplished by just, well, like I said, hanging out on the live stream. Hey, good morning, Will. So if the price does come down in this area, I could see myself being interested in a long. Stop like down around here. It is actually a more volatile day today. So even with 5 micros, that's in a month that could add up relatively quickly. So let me just start with 3 now. Yeah, because even from here down to there, that's still that's over like a 10-point risk. There's defined trend line making a symmetrical triangle right now. Oh yeah, right. I'm assuming right here. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. I don't know if that's which one Austin is talking about, but that does seem like a potentially interesting level from the bottom, but I like that too. Oh, I see. Just from this up to here, yeah. Now, if this trend line does not hold up, then yeah, I could see that being the a shrugging head and shoulders. Now, you see, we not only have the head and shoulders, we have the shrugging head and shoulders. So once again on the 5 minute, it came down. And then another lower shadow. So the buyers are certainly hanging around in this area. In hindsight, I guess I shouldn't have required it to come down so far. But like I said, if I knew my stop loss, I wanted right here. So I just needed it to come down a bit more so my trade plan could make sense. But yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. It just did not quite come down low enough. So back to the SOH mode. I have a SOH order deployed. The sit on hands, which is the order that you should be doing the vast majority of the time as a trader. Doing nothing. Most of trading is doing nothing. You're just waiting. You're being patient. And you're letting things develop. Thoughts on Wolf. Al, I'm going to give you a way better thought because you don't realize it, but you just put yourself in a very, very dangerous situation. So you just earned your... This is my thoughts because, Al, this is the truth of the matter for you. You need to go listen to this. Very, very dangerous spot you just put yourself in. I'll give you the nutshell version of it. But, Al, let's say you're thinking about... you're asking about my thoughts on Wolf, and in your mind, it's from a day trading standpoint because that's what you're doing. But I just assume, oh, you must be investing in Wolf. So then I give you my thoughts from an investment angle. Do you want thoughts from an investment angle when you're day trading something? No, absolutely not. That would be something completely different. So based off the fact that you did not know how to provide more context, tells me you're new, and that's okay. We all start off as new, but it tells me my thoughts are you better not be putting any money in Wolf because you're way too new to have money in the market. How do I know you're way too new? Because you didn't know how to ask that question. You had just actually asked a very dangerous question. So I'd encourage you to watch that. It's like 15 minutes podcast episode that I have about how to properly network with other traders. Because that's always a telltale sign when I can tell somebody is new and should not have money in the market when they don't know how to, when they don't know how to network. So I would have been like, okay, Alberto is not a new trader. Had he been like, hey, I'm looking at day trade Wolf, and I prefer the 5 minute time frame. What are your thoughts? It's like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. Hey Clay, I'm a swing trader. What are your thoughts on Wolf? I prefer the hourly time frame in combination with the weekly time frame. Booyah. That's not somebody that's new. But do you see the difference? Do you see how the way I presented it, I provided a lot more context? I'm not new, but I'm still going to give it. Hey, obey. I appreciate that. That's a good attitude to have. The attitude of, I'm not new, but who knows? Maybe I still got some stuff to learn. Nothing but respect for that sort of attitude. Or, I don't know, Alberto is not replying anymore. So maybe Alberto is just a bot and they're just going to all the live streams and just typing that in there to try to get people's eyes on Wolf. I'm not sure. But that is my thoughts on Wolf. But I will say, Alberto, if you are day trading Wolf, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your capital, you're taking on too much risk because day trading stocks is inefficient. We will always keep learning nonstop. Yeah, that's a good attitude too, Juan. If you stop learning, you stop trying. Well said. Well said. Hard to go against that one. This is why for the bot guy that keeps doing the bot attacks, hey, if he's got something that I can learn from, I want to hear him out. But when he was not willing to give his entry points and stop losses, it's hard to learn from anything. Because when people are just, hindsight trading or making broad statements, you can't learn from broad statements. So yeah, but if the bot guy, if he wants to speak up, I'm willing. Maybe he could teach me something. But he's got to be able to interact with what I'm asking him because I'm asking him questions trying to learn. But I don't think bot guy is here. I think he just unleashed the bot and so be it. If he wants to spend money to do whatever he thinks he's doing, so be it. What time frame are you on? You can see that right here. I'm on the 2 minute, but off screen. So when I look over here, I have another monitor with other time frames. But yes, this is the 2 minute. Well, that's kind of a bummer. But the power of charts, right? Everybody heard me talking about it. It seems that there's buyers here, and yeah, the buyers did show up. But that's also why trading's hard because, right, I said there was buyers here. Look, it's going up. See, I was right. I would have made money. See, that's broad statement trading. Yeah, I said there were buyers, and the price went up, I would have made money. But notice, I said there are buyers, but did I make any money? I didn't, because the finer tuned details matter. And the detail that got me is my entry point. I didn't quite have the right entry point, therefore I didn't get filled. So even though I was right from a broad statement standpoint, I'm not making any money on it. That's why for anybody, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're misleading yourself if you look at a chart, make broad statements, and then conclude, oh, see, I was right, I would have made money. Because you're gonna start to think that you're a really good trader. But then when it comes to actually trading, and you have to go, oh wait, okay, I said it would pull back and go back up, but I guess where do I think this pullback's gonna be done? Because that's where my entry point's probably got to be. And if you get the answer to that question wrong, and you get it, you think the entry point is going to be done right here, so that's where your entry point is, but the entry point is done right there before going back up. Well, guess what? You were right. It pulled back and went up, but you did not define the entry point bottom the right way, so you're out. So, I mean, just be careful with the broad statement trading. Hey, good morning, Sky Heaven. Hey, what's up, TJP? Hopefully that makes sense to people. Very, very important. All right, I am interested in a potential short here. I want to see it come up. Oh, goodness. I don't even get me started on all this liquidity sweep nonsense. That's nonsense. Stop talking about all that liquidity sweep stuff. We call that support and resistance, okay? I realize where this comes from is like a guy that created a cult, but all it is a repackaging of stuff that has existed forever. So I don't know. Now, I think I trade that way, but I think I just call that sort of stuff like fake breakouts or fake breakdowns. But I do agree, a liquidity sweep does sound a lot cooler than a fake breakout. I don't know. I don't know who that person is, but I am deleting that out because per the policy, don't talk about others. You can talk about others in general, but I keep my head down. I do my own thing. So it's not that the person that you bring about is a bad person, but I just don't know the vast majority of people, and I don't want this to be a funnel to take people to people that I just have no idea who they are. So again, I'm not saying that anybody people bring up is a bad person. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't know most people, so I don't want to, risk having people go check out somebody that who knows who they are. So Don Ray, I don't know, maybe a lot of people have made videos on me. Some say good things, some say bad things. Welcome to the world of the internet, I guess. Will you teach your kids? Some people say I run a penny stock shorting hedge fund that shorts, 000 stocks. And no, I'm not kidding. Some people think that my video charts are like a bat signal to signal the shorts to come in. No, I'm not kidding. So yeah, a lot of people say a lot of stuff out there. At the end of the day, it's just got to be up to you to decide. Will you teach your kids to trade? If they express interest. But I'm way more. All right, I'm going to short at that red line right there. My stop will be right over these highs, unless it pushes up more. And that's going to, make my, okay, really, I don't want it to push up anymore. I'll still take that risk profile though. Okay, let's see if it wants to go to that red line. That is my entry point. Entry point is red line is my entry point to get short. Green line will be my stop. But if it pushes up above the green line right now, the trade's no longer valid. I'm not interested anymore. If it goes above that green line right now. All right, still knocking on that level. Again, if it pushes up through the green line, the trade plan is invalidated and I'll cancel out my order to go short. But as you can see right now, it still just bounced right off it. In fact, let's do this. I'm willing to go a little bit up, more aggressive now in my entry. So kind of hard to see where my entry line is, but it's right there. I am in. So my stop is above the green line, and yeah, let's see if this wants to come down a bit. There will be my first profit target area, that green line right there. Just looking to see if it wants to reject off of this overnight high area. If it doesn't, I'll take my loss and move on. If you make that's yeah, Rob. Yeah, Kit will probably, Kit's just a natural apparently. Hey, good morning, Joy. Hey, thanks, Hooch, for the cover fire there. So is your strategy good old support and resistance? Nothing. Yeah, I don't know what to call my strategy. I just use charts. Like, I get it. Like, I'm learning in the futures world. Like, everybody has really cool sounding things that they do, but like I don't. I just trade the chart. Like, I try to find situations where I think the risk reward makes sense, and then I just take the trade. But like, I don't know how to describe, because I don't have some sort of like cool explanation. Yes, I do like to use support and resistance. That's fair. I like to use some moving averages. I love my candlesticks. Doesn't have a strategy. Yeah. Maybe that's the best way to say it. I don't have a strategy. That blue line is my entry point, so I'm in the green a little bit, but I want more than what I have right now. So this green line here is my first profit target. So yes, if I was scalping, I'm aware I could have scalped out for a little bit of a green scalpy scalp there, but like I said, I'm curious to see if this thing wants to roll over some. Hey, Jaboni. With your experience in trading, do you think there's a difference between... Yeah, there's definitely a difference. NASDAQ is certainly more volatile than the S&P, because the NASDAQ is built up of stocks that are certainly more volatile, because that's the tech sector. Well, and I am about to be stopped out, it looks like. And I am out. All right, well, that didn't quite work out. Again, had I chosen a scalp, I was actually decently in the green there, but I didn't want to scalp. I wanted to give this thing a chance, and that's one of those situations where I look back now and the coulda, shoulda, woulda. I should have just scalped that. But, you know, had I scalped that and then had the price just gone down like I think it had a chance of, I'd be sitting there saying, oh, why did I scalp? Why didn't I let it work for me? So that's the way it goes. So now it's really just a question of, does this thing, this white line up here represents the high of the day? Thanks, G Jolly. I appreciate you watching my videos over the years. I'll try to improve. Do you have any tips right now? Like, what should I do? You got a trade plan for us right now, G Jolly? I'd be happy to learn from you. Cheers, letter D. Hey, Mike. Yeah, I'm open to the idea that you are a way, way better trader than I am. But, I mean, hopefully you can understand from my perspective, you're kind of just showing up talking trash. But hey, if you can tell me what to do, if you want to give us an entry point and a stop loss before the price gets to those areas, G Jolly, hey, I've got no ego here. I am well aware that there are better traders out there than I am, and I'm willing to concede that you may be one of those better traders. So, I mean, if you're willing to give us a trade plan, maybe I can learn something. Maybe we can all learn something from you. Hey, Clay, last week I blew up a TPT Pro account. Ah, bummer. Account, especially after I was eligible for payout. Oh, no! You didn't take payouts when you had the opportunity at payouts, Alan? Hey, JD Trades. Good to see you. Well, it is what it is, brother. But I'll try to... Well, I was going to say I'll try to spin this in a positive way, but it's not really spin. It's the fact. The fact that you got to the point where you could have gotten payouts, that's a big accomplishment. Well done. Well done. So yeah, disheartening, but like I said, the mere fact that you were looking at payouts and you said, should I leave this money in the prop account or should I request it to my bank account? The fact that you were in that spot, well done, which proves you can do it. So you starting all over again and almost close to getting funded by tomorrow. Awesome, Alan. Again, I'm not saying, Alan, that you did anything wrong per se, but I'm just more so in the crowd of, at least paying yourself a little bit. I always take the max payout because you never know how long you're going to have those. Yeah, and some people like TJP, apparently their philosophy is just take the max payout. Others would disagree with TJP, but that's where, it's just one of those questions within the prop firm world that you could ask 10 different traders and you'll probably get 10 different variations of an answer. JD Trades, are you day trading? When you ask about Amazon, is that from a day trading standpoint? I am on a variety of accounts because with prop firms, you can have multiple accounts. So yes, I am on, I have pro accounts and I'm always trying to pass test accounts too, because that's my personal philosophy that you want to have test accounts ready and locked and loaded, especially with Take Profit Trader. I know other prop firms, like you have to pay monthly just to store an account, like just to have the account, there's a monthly fee. But with Take Profit Trader, you can pass a bunch of tests. And that's key because once you pass the test, the monthly fee goes away. And then you can just hold on to that account with no monthly fee. And then that way, if you do blow a pro account, instead of having to go back and go through the 5 days again, you can just plug in one of those accounts that was waiting there. So yeah, you can have up to 5 pro accounts at once. Oh no, JD Trades, your day trading options, JD Trades. Please don't tell me your day trading options. That's even worse than day trading stocks. Are you day trading options, JD Trades? If so, we're going to show you some math. Today's a good day for you because today's the day where you stop the mathematical insanity. Oh, yeah. Yep, exactly, Evil Shaddix. It's a tough road. Because when you start off large, and if you're correct right away, boom, those profits will add up very quickly. But to your point, if not, Yes, I'm definitely Stusher, more aggressive on test accounts for sure. Yep. Yeah. I was hoping you'd stop by, Frank. Congratulations to you. That's awesome. Frank's a student of my mentorship program, and he just passed his 150K account today. That's fantastic. Been 5 days. Have you checked your spam at all, Scott? There's a lot wrong with options. All right, but I need to get more context. Are you day trading options, or is this up 500? Is that like a swing trade you made on options? I'm trying to see, are you in a specific category? Are you day trading options? If you're swing trading options or, you're using options with investments such as like covered calls or stuff like that, I don't have any problem there. But day trading options mathematically makes no sense when you consider their alternatives. All right, so JD Trades, this is what you're doing to yourself. Y'all be getting accounts worth hundreds of. Well. So wait, TM Watcher, what are you trading right now? I assumed you were a prop firm trader. What are you currently doing? Oh, that's true, Austin. Yeah, Scott, have you logged into your Take Profit Trader dashboard? So JD. And this goes for all options day traders. This is why, now, I want to be very clear. The argument is not that you can't make money day trading options. That's not the argument. The argument is you are being inefficient. You are working harder, not smarter, day trading options. All right, TM, I'm doing small. So what are you trading, TM Watcher? That would be my next question. So back to JD Trades. So again, nobody's saying you can't make money day trading options, but it's inefficient. You're working hard, not smarter. So you know this, JD, but for other people's sake, maybe you don't know this. Maybe you don't realize this because you're doing it. But when you buy an option, the obvious way of making money is that it goes up. Okay, that's obvious. You make money, it went up. The obvious way, oh goodness, Tia. Well, TM Watcher, how much money do you have? Because there's definitely a better way you can go about day trading than Forex. So again, that's the way that you can make money, is if it goes up. The obvious way of losing money on option is if it goes down and you bought it and you want it to go up, but it goes down, you lost money. But anything you buy, an option, a stock, a piece of real estate, a baseball card, a Pokemon card, anything that has any sort of number attached to it is going to have three things it can do. It can go up in value, it can go down in value, or it can just go sideways in value. Now, if I were to ask, well, okay, so what happens here in options? The rational person that is not familiar with options can say, well, nothing, because that's neutral. Doesn't go up, doesn't go down, that's neutral. But in the world of options trading, you lose money. Why? Because there is something called theta. So think about this. Of the three things that an option can do, two of those three things cause you to lose money, meaning you have a 67% chance of losing every time you buy an option. Again, if you're like, but Clay, I make money day trading options. That is so impressive. I am very impressed by that. My question to you and my point to you would be, yeah? Well, how much money do you think you'd make? How much money do you think you would have already made if you didn't have to deal with theta? If there is no theta in your life? And there is a choice for you to do that, which is why we around here, we preach day trading options, day trading futures through a prop firm. Why day trading futures? Well, right here. They are contracts, but these contracts do not have theta. So you get to say goodbye to theta. You don't have to worry about theta anymore. So why, oh why, would somebody choose to day trade options when they mathematically have something working against them, such as theta, when they also at the same time have a choice to trade something that moves better? I mean, futures move better than options anyways. But when they have the chance to trade something that moves better and does not have theta. So this is a mathematical argument, because mathematically theta is working against you. So to choose to continue to work and to put your money in something where the math is against you, that's just very inefficient. Again, I can't say it will cause you not to make money, but it's just working harder, not smarter. So that is why I think you, and this comes from somebody that has day traded stocks and options for many years. And while I was just not being smart. And so I'm not saying this in judgment. In many ways, I was king moron when it came to this. I'm broke, teen. Well, you know what, TM Watcher? My suggestion to you would go be, do you have a job right now, TM Watcher? Take a guess, Vinny. I bet you can figure it out. I don't know if you're asking that question in good faith. I think you're asking it with like some sort of, but if you just stop and think about it, I bet you can figure it out, Vinny. You seem like a smart guy. Like, I'm 95% sure that, Vinny, you can actually answer that question if you just stop and think about it. Good. All right. I was going to say the best trade you could make right now is ticker symbol JOB. Some people say there are no guarantees in the market. That's not quite true. There is one ticker symbol out there that is guaranteed money, and that is ticker symbol JOB. Okay? Now, the only way that's not guaranteed is if that's like a meth dealer or, I don't know, you're robbing banks and you consider that. That's not guaranteed. But like assuming it's a law-abiding job, then ticker symbol JOB is the best way to grow an account. Okay, so TM Watcher, so that's what you need to be trading right now is ticker symbol JOB. Those two hammers on hourly got me looking towards a short. Oh, that's not what I would. After reading that, somebody seeing two hammer candles, I would not have defaulted to. Okay, so I don't see it. Well, that's disappointing. What was the guy's name that said I'm a terrible trader? Which is fine. What was that guy's name? Where did he go? Oh, G Jolly. See that? Isn't that disappointing? G Jolly shows up, tells me how bad I am, blah blah blah, and then when I say, hey, well, why don't you quick give us a trade so we can learn? They just disappear. Man, it'd be nice if somebody once in a while would be like, hey, Clay, you're a terrible trader. This is how you should trade. And then they give me like a trade plan beforehand. Does anyone know if I can pay the... no, you don't need to pay any fees. What country are you in, TM Watcher? Yes, it's something like a stock. Ticker symbol JOB. The only guaranteed trade you can make. If you want guaranteed money, go trade JOB. Better knowers. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Futures is where it's at. Everybody is trading. No. Believe it or not, a whole lot of people have no idea about futures. In fact, come on. Man, why do people do that? Are you even here anymore, JD Trades? I just spent a bunch of time. And then you just disappeared? But no, believe it or not, a lot of people are not trading futures because they don't even know about them or they think they're really complicated. Hey, Ernest, good to see you. I'm in South. All right, TM. Well, I don't think it's good. I don't think what I would suggest is for you anyways because I don't think. Apparently, South Africa is like a sketchy country or something. I don't know, but right here, if I remember right, yes. So if you see your country on this list, that's not good. Wow, a lot of S's on the list. So yeah, right there. South Africa, sorry. For some reason, what I suggest is not possible to you because, like I said, it's banned in your country. Why isn't that good? Because that list is banned countries, meaning, hey, we don't accept customers from those countries. Having a job or side hustle while trading takes the emotions off. Yep, it is like a support structure you can lean. Yeah, exactly. It's all about multiple streams of income. Because Mr. Meyer, they hear about, or Mr. Mayor, they hear about ticks and points, and all these margin requirements. And wait, I'm gonna go trade orange juice. Wait, what? Those countries are banned from the company cannot accept those companies cannot accept customers from those countries. So if you try to do what I suggest, you would not be able to because you live in that country. So they would tell you, no, sorry, we can't take clients from your country. I'm new to futures, been trading forex for a while. Got sick of spread in Wild West market. Any tips? No, not really. I mean, do you already use charts worldwide? Well, actually, yeah, I do have a tip. Are you trading futures with your money or are you trading through a prop firm? All right. Maybe a trade here. Maybe a trade here. This wants to come back up to that green line. I'm in. See if we're going to bounce off the 21 EMA, which is that green line right there. Come on, brother. Push up. There we go. A little scalpy scalp. Took the little scalpy scalp on that one. Yes, I'm using charts. No problem to read them. I'm trading. Okay. Then yeah. No, then you're doing it well. My only thing was what I was going to potentially suggest and just offer up a warning. For those of you that are new, this is Pam's plant. This is the argument of why you should day trade. If you want to be a day trader and do it most efficiently, you should day trade futures through a prop firm. But especially if you're a beginner, don't just do Pams. No. I'm not saying Pams because of this right here. Futures, oh boy, they can move. And if you put in a couple $1,000s of your own money, I'm telling you, I'm not over exaggerating. People in the chat can step up. It's kind of crazy how fast $2,000 could be gone. That is why it's not just Pam's, it's Pam's plant. And plant is the reason of why you should be doing all this in a prop firm. And the main reason for that is that you have your added risk control because it allows you to protect your own money just based off how it all works. So that was going to be my one kind of warning is make sure you're not doing it with your own money because as somebody that's new to futures, yeah, futures can move very, very quickly. So, but yeah, given that you're already in a prop firm doing it, sounds like you're already doing Pam's plant, so fantastic. The only change I hope you make worldwide is I hope you try Take Profit Trader and I hope you use code CLAY. How's that for a sales pitch? There we go. But no, in all seriousness, if you have a prop firm and you like them, keep going with them. If you have somebody else you like to support with their code, totally fine. Keep using their code. So now this is one of the situations where I did choose to scalp. So it was a nice little green trade. But right now, I'm sitting here saying, uh-oh, Clay, maybe I should not have scalped. Because I would not have been stopped out. My stop was down below that low. My biggest problem is the micro and mini. In what way is that a problem? Oh. Well, options trading to do what, little Lukey? Options trading to like swing trade or for investing or to day trade? TPT is fine. The CEO just did an interview. They're Tradovate. Tradovate is kind of screwing them over right now. I get it. I get it. It reflects bad on TPT because, yeah, they're the ones. But it's literally Tradovate that is screwing them over right now. So, yes, they are. I'm sure have a tidal wave of people saying the same thing. And when you have hundreds of thousands of customers, it can take a while. Are you, Coco? Are you serious, Coco? I'm about to ban you. Are you actually serious with that comment? Because I recognize your name, and I know you've been here a whole lot. So the mere fact you asked that has me thinking you're just a flat-out troll. Right, because it's a unique issue that Tradovate has not given Take Profit Trader a bit of data. Again, because many of you have used code Clay, I appreciate it. You have given me some leverage. So I have some kind of inside connections now with TPT, and they explained it to me what's going on. They understand, yeah, we realize it still reflects on us. That's what's going on. But that is a benefit of being part of my private community. Because private community members, I email Take Profit Trader on their behalf, and their issues get taken care of surprisingly quickly. Because again, I got some leverage. But I can't open this up to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, or else my whole life is going to be, But yeah, if you are part of the private community, that's, I guess, another one of these extra benefits that comes with it. Going from lot size calculated according to... Oh, okay, yeah, you just need to get used to it, or you don't understand it. Because like the I think that's one of the best things about futures is it's so easy to calculate dollars and cents. Yeah, see though. So Coco Chini, it's like he just maybe he's a bot. I don't know. Like he'll just drop a random thing and then he just like now he's not done it. I asked him a question and he's just not interacting. Do you trade gold? No. Some people are obsessed with trading gold. So I don't know why. Gold must have something that I don't see. So I guess if trading gold works for you, that's fine. But to me, the NQ works so much better. Clay, I'm in the field a lot as I do fire protection. Oh, cool. And don't have much time sitting behind a computer watching things. Do you recommend setting up some type of COC orders? Yeah, I mean, that'd be your best bet. Yeah, if you're not able to manage things the whole time. So Coco Chini, are you seriously telling me? Because like I said, I recognize your name. You're here like every day, and I talk about this multiple times. You seriously never heard me talk about the guy that I upset last week that made this comment, right here? You never heard me talk about this guy before. That guy. You haven't heard me talk about how this guy, he made some claims. I tried to get some more kind of proof out of him. I asked him some specific questions. Oops, let me bring that back up. Try to ask him specific questions. He wouldn't answer. So literally after like the 10th time, people in the chat were like, hey, Clay, seriously, just ban this guy. He's ruining the live stream. Like, he's distracting you. Like, can you please just ban this guy? So I said, all right, one final time. Can you give me the entry point and the stop loss before the price gets there? And he refused. So I was like, all right, banned. Then likes exploded. And then he showed up, created a new name, came and said, enjoying your likes? I will give you one chance to apologize to me for your rudeness and arrogance and make it count. And I was like, well, what? And then I tried to get a little more clarity. And then he made a comment about, you better apologize and start begging now. And when he's like, I better start begging, I'm like, all right. So I banned him again. And now this is why we're getting, the bot attacks. So Cochini, like I said, you are so close to being banned because you've got to be a troll. I have talked about that so many times now. And the fact that, and then you're like, can we take a poll to see who's real or like you think I'm doing something sketchy? Come on, man. Amazing how people default to sketchiness. Let's take a poll to see who's real. Or maybe just show up and get a little more context before you run your mouth and make comments like that. Man, I'm grouchy today, apparently. I don't know why I passed it. I'm having a good day. Hey, it's going well. Yeah, I know you're fake, James, son. You made that clear many times. People like gold. Maybe other YouTubers trade it and make money. People are... Well, I know people like gold. I'm just saying I don't understand why. To me, there seems to be more likable things out there. Well, TM Watcher, but as far as the live stream is concerned, usually, yeah, I don't have this many likes. I don't have this many viewers. So, yes, it's been a bot attack since last week. Okay, see, Coco Chini, do I need to just ban you? Because no, gold is not a scam. What are you talking about? Nobody said gold is a scam. And to say gold is a scam makes you the scammer. Okay, so if I choose not to trade orange juice, or if I choose not to trade if I choose not to trade crude oil, you're telling me that oil is a scam. Like when we go fill up our car, that's a scam because we don't choose to trade it. Gold is a scam. I say, no, it's not a scam. Trade it then. What kind of logic is that? Who are these people? Where do these people come from? You know what? Here's the thing. It's super fascinating that I can hop on a live stream and people from literally anywhere around the world can show up. But I will also say this. The live stream is, it's causing me to really appreciate my private community because it's amazing. My private community is $99 and that gives you, not per month, but gives you 3 months access. So it's dirt cheap. $99 for 3 months. It's amazing what a simple $99 price buffer will do to keep out just some of these people I come across on the live stream. So again, I'm enjoying the live stream. It's pretty cool and all that. But good grief. Amazing. So business advice. If you want to start a community ever, but you want it to be like a good, solid, quality culture, put a price tag on it. Doesn't have to be a lot. Like I said, mine is literally $99 for 3 months. You'll be amazed at how that simple little maneuver keeps the riffraff out. Like Babu. I might have to shut this one down. Hey, JD Trades, you never replied. Were you here for the speech about how you have a 67% chance to lose money? Were you here for that? Or did you just bail out? Man, I spent some good time trying to help you out. No, that's my problem was just that what kind of logic is that? Because I don't trade gold and because I'm not willing to trade gold, that means gold is a scam? What are we talking about? So all I always say is to all of the private community members that hang out in here, I love you guys. This place is making me appreciate you guys that much more. I'm in there all the time, Michael. That's why I don't stream at the open, because I am devoting my time to the private community. Yes, I do teach swing trading for options. $99 for 3 months sounds like a scam. Okay. That's exactly what it's intended for. This coming from a guy that thinks day trading options is a good idea. See, now we have we have two categories of people that we have witnessed. We have people like Miguel. Let's see. How can I get to this? So we have people like Miguel. This is what I've always known this, but it's really shown bright here. Okay. So we have people like Miguel. Miguel swung by, and I posted this on Facebook here. But whoops. We have people like Miguel that are like, I just started trading futures Friday coming from the options world. And wow, what a game changer for me. Futures is it for me from now on. Okay. So I told, okay, JD Trades can, okay. Hey, JD Trades, people are going to accuse us of like doing this in cahoots. Okay. So if people like Miguel that heard, hey man, day trading options doesn't make sense mathematically, let me show you how. He just went and did it. Let me just bring that up here. He just went and did it. I started trading futures Friday, coming from the options world, and wow, what a game changer for me. Why would it be a game changer? Because there's no theta, what I already explained. Yes, of course it's a game changer when you don't have something like theta. Futures is it for me from now on. So at some point he heard me say like, hey man, that doesn't make mathematical sense. And he was like, oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the constructive criticism, not just blanket criticism, or not just blank criticism where there's no proof, there's no explanation. You actually criticized, but it was constructive by you providing the math. So thank you. I'm going to go try it. Then we have the JDAs of the world, where JDA, I told him he was being, same thing. Hey, that doesn't make sense. So now he's, well, $99 for 3 months sounds like a scam. I made money today and you lost, but you tell me what to do. Again, which shows that these types of people, the category of JDA trades, because of their ego, don't listen. Because what do I always say? I always say, and I know some of you are like, oh, here we go. You can repeat it with me. Pam's plan is not an argument that you can't make money day trading options. You can make money day trading options. The point is, you are working harder, not smarter. You could be making more money if you did not have to deal with theta. Like, JD Trades, is that not true? Like, if I told you that on all those options you make, let's just say that theta disappeared, you'd be making more money, wouldn't you, JD Trades? Can you at least be intellectually honest for that? No, my friend, it's your ego, and this is a test. This is a test to see who's being intellectually honest here. As an options trader, if I just could magically wave a wand on all those options trades that you've made and theta had just disappeared and was not a thing, would you have made even more money? Okay, so here we go. We talk about this all the time. The ad hominem fallacy. Notice how he's not addressing my question. He's attacking me. Why am I following this guy up? Because it makes a perfect learning example of like, hey, Clay, how do I be successful? Don't be like people like this. Like literally. Because do you see how his ego, like again, this is all mathematical proof. His ego is blocking him from doing something that quite literally mathematically makes sense. Okay, I'm going to ask you this one final time because I don't want to say that, but JD Trades, are you intellectually honest enough when I ask? So JD Trades, had I had a magic wand and I made theta disappear, would you have made more money on all those profitable days? Would you be up more money, generally speaking, if there was never any theta along the way? Would that be the case? Okay, he knows. Notice how he will not answer that question because he knows, well, yeah, that actually sounds really good. Like if I didn't have to worry about theta, I'd have made so much more on each one of those days. Yeah, exactly. Ryan sees it too. JD can't answer. He just keeps attacking me. That's a problem. That's why I'm focusing on this, because it's a great example of what an ego can do to you as compared to a not ego. Somebody like where did it go? Somebody like Miguel. He heard the exact same thing that I told JD Trades. And I know many of you have heard this time and time again. He heard the exact same speech as Miguel, but Miguel had a different attitude. He was open to it. He tried it. And now he's admitting, hey, it's been a game changer for me. So to answer why am I engaging? Because there's a learning lesson in all this. The problem of an uptight ego. See, he won't answer. He won't answer because he knows it's true. So what I'm trying to convey is, and JD knows he's being stupid. Stupid being defined as doing something irrational. Irrational being defined as something, mathematically speaking, that doesn't make sense. So he knows that if he says, well, yeah, I'd be making more money without theta. I would have made way more money without theta. Then he knows that he's doing something wrong because he knows there's an alternative. He could be doing futures. That's why I won't do it. I'm not asking. Hey, JDA, we all know the answer to this question. The answer is yes. You would have made more money just based on what theta is. Yeah, this is getting bad. Yeah. Well, JD, appreciate it. You showed it. See, and that's the thing. He showed up. Hey, I used to remind me. He asked about Amazon. So he doesn't even. So here's the thing. Here's what's hilarious about all this. And here's my final bit, and then we'll move on. JDA literally showed up asking me for my opinion on Amazon chart. Now what is he doing? He's bashing me all over the place as some loser. Fine. But JDA, what if I'm a loser, if I don't know anything, if I'm all these things, why were you here asking me for my opinion on Amazon? What does that say about you and your intelligence level? Like, I know that if I think somebody is a loser, like, I'm not going to go ask them for their opinion on anything. But we all know the truth is, I hurt your ego, and because your ego is too high, you're not open like Miguel. Now you've spun. Who said that? Yeah, Ryan says, look at him just spiraling out of control. That's literally, like, you have spiraled out of control. You are special, Coco Chini. You got to work on your logic, though, Coco Chini. Got to work on that logic. And you're jealous that I'm creating multiple streams of income. Your tears taste delicious, JD Trades. Your tears taste delicious. Don't be upset at me because I build multiple streams of income. Take your jealousy somewhere else. But I will say this, your tears, they taste like guacamole. I love guacamole. Anyways, we will move on. Because JDA has this time, he does not want to address the conversation because he knows, hey, once again, Pam's plant for the win. What do I always say here? What am I always saying? Nobody wants to argue against Pam's plant. What do? Who do they attack? And what is that known within the world of logical fallacies? The ad hominem fallacy. Yet our newest example here. The ad hominem fallacy, a logical fallacy that occurs when instead of addressing the merits of an argument, right? I was trying to make a merits of an argument. I was trying to make a question. Someone attacks the character, motives, or personal traits of the person making the argument. Does that sound like anything we just witnessed here? I don't know. Sounds a little familiar. Just in case anybody thinks I'm just making up that term. There it is, right there. Oh my goodness. And then Yasir. Oh. Yasir, when did you log on? Okay. Yasir is about to be banned. Banned before JDA. Because once again, Yasir is doing literally what I just talked about. Your tears taste. Yeah, again, Yasir, this is the problem. Technically, and I don't blame Yasir, but this is what I have to learn to deal with live streams, is how a live stream, technically the meeting started at 11 a.m. Eastern. Now I get it. I understand. This is not a business meeting. This is not anything official. But technically that's when the meeting started. So if you show up after 11 a.m., you're actually late. So in a business setting meeting, if you were to show up late and then you just start yapping like Yasir, this is not a good look. Why are you doing this? Then in that setting, we'll be like, dude, we just talked about that like literally 5 minutes ago. So it makes you look really bad when you don't have context. And you don't have context because technically speaking, you're late. But again, I do understand that's apples and oranges. So that's not a one-to-one. But Yasir, very quickly, the reason why I'm addressing this is because it's a great learning example. I put two people next to one another. I put Miguel and JD Trades next to one another. And I showed how Miguel, who had an open mind, who was not taken over by his ego, actually made progress in his journey. And then I looked at JDA and, well, that played out. So it was an educational lesson because a lot of people ask, hey, how do I find success as a trader? And they think I'm like, well, you got to use liquidity sweeps or you got to do FVG, fair value gap, donk face, blind donkey, turds. I don't know. That's what they think you're going to say. But what I'm saying is a good step to finding success as a trader is what kind of attitude do you have? Do you have the attitude where you're on ego and like anybody that offers any critique at all, you just blow up, like JD Trades? Or are you somebody like Miguel that was like, hey man, thanks. So that's why, because there was a learning lesson in there. I like June Boone. June Boone's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but seems interesting. I will subscribe. There you go. So Yasir, if you show up late to something, I don't know, maybe scroll back a little bit, gain a little bit more context before you start yapping. Because I had a very good reason to engage, and I will always engage, because if I think there's an educational lesson, because believe it or not, I like to teach. If I can turn something into an educational lesson, then I'm going to do it. Man, today's live stream has been spicy. Woo! Past the oregano. Yeah, I don't know what caused this. What time is that? No, I don't think there's any news. I think all the big news already passed. Right, Yasir. He did not get to me. I was using that as an example of like two sorts of mindsets. It was an educational example. Yes, if you're a blatant troll, surely you've been around where I just banned people. Hey, Sergio. So there have been many of you here, but I'll give one final shout out to any of you here that used to day trade stocks or options or Forex or crypto, and then you kind of heard the arguments about why you're being inefficient. And for those of you that were like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, let me give it a try. Well done. As you see, some people, they're not willing to do that. So that is a good trait to have in order how to be successful. That will take you far. Yeah, Apple Trader is a troll. Hey, Thomas, good to see you. I like the 2-minute and the 5-minute as my two primaries, but I'll keep an eye on other ones too. But that's something where you just kind of got to experiment. Hey, Slummy. I used to trade crypto, listened, and now do... See? Ryan, there we go. Somebody else that was like, oh, really? This guy's saying what I'm doing is inefficient. So Ryan had two choices. To protect, he'd go, this little scumbag. Who is he to tell me that I'm doing something inefficient? Or the other choice was, maybe I am doing something inefficient. Let me go try this other thing. And now look at Ryan. And Ryan, I don't want to speak for you, but I assume you enjoy futures quite a bit more than crypto. Your sound is fantastic. Good. Yeah, definitely. Futures definitely way better. There we go. That's what I'm saying. If you're day trading crypto, I'm telling you, you're wasting your time. There are more efficient ways to go about it. Thanks, Drew. Apple and Baba just announced their AI rollout is going to be delayed by the tariffs. That causes huge... Hey, Jeep Jason, don't be a passive aggressor. Jeep Jason, you're not one of these guys, are you? Agreed. Would be nice to move on. Do you realize that we did not move on based on you making the comment of it would be nice to move on? Do you see the passive, like, are you poking? And then when I don't move on, are you going to say, why are you not moving on? Do you not see the irony in that statement, Jason? Because literally the only reason why I'm not talking about moving on is because you were like, agreed, would be nice to move on. Do you see that, Jason? There's a little bit of, are you kind of trying to poke the bear so then you can say, why aren't we moving on? I would trade futures if I actually could. Yeah, well, I don't know. There might be another prop firm. Does anybody know? Is Apex? No, I don't want to do that. I do not want to send somebody brand. No, I'm not. No, can't do it. Yeah, I'm not sure what to tell you, TM Watcher. Do you trade futures during lunch every day? Yeah, usually I do the stream usually goes, I mean, at least 2 hours. Usually goes above, depending on likes. But right now, I can't really use that metric because of the bot attacks that we're under. What's your overall outlook on the market in the coming weeks? I have no idea. I'm a day trader. I'm literally looking at the 2-minute time frame. All I'm trying to figure out is what do I think this thing's going to do in the next 2 minutes? So I have no idea, nor do I care what's happening in the coming weeks. Because I day trade and then I have my investments. And as far as my investments are concerned, yeah, I'll check on those in like 30 years from now. Right, Jeep Jason, but do you understand the irony of your comment? Like, I would have definitely moved on, but then you brought up moving on again. Biting chances Pam signal? I don't know. That's a good question. Never been asked that one. Oh, Yasir is going to drive me insane. For the 50 millionth time, Yasir, yes, I'm getting view botted. I don't know if I can handle Yasir much more. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure I can handle this much more from him. Jeep Jason, all I'm asking is, do you see the irony of your comment? That's all I'm asking. Did you see the irony of your comment? That's my question to you. Are you aware of the irony within that comment? I'm glad you like watching me though. That's great. Like I said, I'm asking this in like a joking way. Like, do you see kind of the irony of all that? Why does day trading get a bad rap? Well, I mean, I understand why it gets a bad rap. I bet you know the answer to that too. Was MULN having a rough one? How many hours do you hold your trades? About 0.05 hours. Ahmed right now around 10. World free speech, yeah. We don't have the patience for your garbage today. Nobody cares about you trying to pump TNXP to us. The stock with the most reverse splits in the history of stocks. Please go somewhere else with that. Right, Ahmed, but you can pass other tests and have them waiting and ready. No, I don't think so, Printer Brothers. I think because this is what happens. People show up and they tell people, I'm going to be a day trader. I'm day trading. Then they show up and they either have no idea what they're doing. They don't put in any true effort. They watch a couple YouTube videos, think they know what's going on, but they actually don't. Yeah, Ahmed, you should hang around here a little bit more. I've talked about that about 400,000 times. So hang around here a little bit more, brother. I recognize the name. Okay, world free speech, you're being banned. and I'm banning you because you keep pumping that garbage stock. Okay, World of Free Speech? So I just want you to be aware of why I'm banning you right now. Okay, how do we ban hide user? There we go. And just for, if you throw up one like stupid comment, like I would never ban somebody, but like this guy has shown up way too much. And I've tried to be polite. I keep telling him like, dude, this is a live stream for like day traders and day traders of futures. Nobody cares about some investment in some garbage company that slaughters their shareholders, but he keeps showing up. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so they show up, they get destroyed. So then they go and tell people, well, the markets are rigged. It's just casino. There's all this sort of stuff. Or some people, they just go and they're like, I'm not paying for the plane ticket to Vegas. I'm just gonna go trade these markets. You know, throw on some bets, all that sort of stuff. And then they get destroyed. But the problem is those people are telling their friends and family, yeah, I'm a trader. I'm a day trader. It's like, no, you're not. Yes, the markets, you can totally use the markets as a casino. It can 100% be gambling. Totally possible. Totally true. The markets can 100% be gambling. Just as same as crossing a busy street can be 100% gambling. In fact, that's even worse because you're gambling with your life when you cross a busy street. But as kids, we're taught, what are we taught as kids? To give us an edge with that situation. In the very big gamble situation of crossing a busy street, what do our parents teach us to give us an edge of probabilities? To help give us an edge within that scenario. What do our parents teach us? It's a risk management strategy. It's probably one of the first risk management strategies we're taught as kids. What is that risk management strategy? Apparently, Danny Boy was the only one that had quality parents. I don't know. All right, Printer Brothers had good parents, it seems like. All right, we had two people in here that I guess had good parents. Oh, Nate too. Yes, you want to look both ways, right? The same is true for trading. There are ways that you can look both ways. There are ways that you can give yourself an edge. But yes, that does take time. That does take studying. That does take fine-tuning. That does take a lot to do it. But yes, to your point, why do I think a lot of people look at it? Because a lot of people try and they don't want to fess up that they didn't make a true effort. Like their effort was, I watched a couple of YouTube videos. Or they don't want to say, well, I didn't really ever try it. I just kind of wanted to try to gamble and make some quick money. But yet they tell people they were traders. So I think that's where it all comes from. Man, today has been spicy. My Lyft driver is a full-time day trader. Well, if he's day trading, shout out. I appreciate it. Dude's hustling, trying to create multiple streams of income. I'm not sure I agree with his description of a full-time day trader, but hey, at least he's out there trying to get some multiple streams of income. Nothing but respect there. They talk crap about, well, yes. If you're talking Wall Street hedge funds, Wall Street, stuff like that, then they're right to talk trash about day trading, because I think we just talked about this a few days ago. If you're showing up in day trader saying, I want to become a billionaire, it ain't going to happen. Day trading will not make you a billionaire. It's just not feasible, because at some point, in order to make that happen, you're going to have to go out there and buy like 500 contracts of NQ or 50,000 shares of Tesla. And the market notices stuff like that. Like it's no longer feasible. Like you can't scalp with 100 contracts. You can't scalp with 20,000 shares. So you got to things change. So yes, if you're an investment bank or a hedge fund, they're not day traders. They're swing traders. They're investors. They're like, all right, we want to buy 100,000 shares. So this is going to take us a couple weeks to build this position. Whereas a day trader, if you're buying, 100 shares, you can do it right then and there. But also as a day trader, you can't throw a bid, you can't hit the offer for 100,000 shares. I mean, you can, but you're not going to get filled. I just told you why classics. I literally just explained why it's not feasible. Okay. What? I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with me and I don't have the patience today. Somebody just was like, what about such and such? They make millions. Did I say millions? Did I say billionaire? All right. I think let's just focus on charting right now. I'm sorry for those of you that are like good in the chat, but it's probably something must be wrong with me today because I don't know. My patience level is just. Did I really say trillionaire? I thought I said billionaire. Well, I guess that's irrelevant anyways, because had I said trillionaire. Exactly, Brian. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what, Jim? That may be what the doctor ordered. An ice cold ginger beer. So going back to the point, that is why hedge funds, Wall Street, like big banks would make fun of day trading because in their mind, we're here making billions. And yes, they are. But okay, good for you. But like I'm only speaking for myself. I don't need billions. I don't even need hundreds of millions. Like but if you want that stuff, cool, go for it. I'm just telling you right now, day trading is not going to get you there though. It's not scalable enough. There's a law of diminishing return with day trading. Again, at some point, in order to make that sort of money, you're going to have to be throwing around tens of thousands of shares. And if you think that you can just go place an order on Tesla to buy 50,000 shares and you're just going to get filled, you don't understand how trading works. Hey, thanks, Travis. Hey, look at this. Jim Travis is helping us. That's good stuff. Ginger beer is nasty. What are you, some kind of communist? Do you live in North Korea? Better watch your mouth saying ginger beer is nasty. What are you talking about? What kind of poor life choices are you making? Yeah, exactly, Fairchild. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good question. Can you grow your day trading account and eventually turn into long-term trade? Yes, that's what you would have to do. Eventually, day trading would have to turn into swing trading, where you find a company and you're like, you know what? I think this company has got hidden value. Well, you know, that's how Warren Buffett does it, right? Warren Buffett's not a day trader, but he's an investor. And you know, in some senses, he's a long-term swing trader. Like he might swing trade something for, you know, several months or a couple years. But yeah, when you can do that, because if you can buy 1 million shares of something. Now it may take you a month, but taking a month to buy a position is not day trading anymore, right? You've moved into another category. But yes, you could start off as day trading, and then when it gets to that point of okay, I want these gains to grow bigger and bigger. Well, then you'd have to move into more of a longer term type thing. They don't understand $1 billion. 10 million a year will take 100 years. If you could make, oh my goodness. Is that, Jonathan, I believe you, but is that true math? I'm trying to think. Holy smokes. That's crazy. That's a very good way to build perspective. All right. You know what, Nestor? At least you're not anti-ginger beer. That's wild. That's wild. $1 billion. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, that's... So, but anyways, to bring this all the way back, that is why the big banks and all of them, why the show billions would talk trash, because they're not right, or they're not wrong. Like, but in their mind, like they got the egos as big as whatever, and they're like, they're not happy unless they make, you know, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars. So from that angle, yeah, of course, day trading seems like a joke because those people are only, like, their goal is only to make millions. All right, maybe a trade here. Want to see it come down to 30. Where's 30 at? So I'm going to go for a long at that green line. You had to go to the DMV again, Kyle? Oh, boy. By the way, Clay, I will musician friend of mine has a strong, it's called Strike It Middle Class. Very funny guy. All right, I'll keep that in mind. I day trade and it pays my rent every month, and I'm super happy with that. I don't need millions. My rent is... Yeah, there you go, Ernest. So day trade is one of several streams of income. Have you started futures yet, Ernest? Okay, excellent, Ernest. And remind me, were you... You know what? Okay. Now the world is shifting back. Now, thank you. After several people not understanding that I was making a lesson, now we have a $10 super chat. I learn a lot when you get going on the trolls. Thank you. Thank you for taking it as what I intended, a learning lesson. Thank you. Wow, I don't... That $10 might as well be $100. That makes me feel so much better. Thank you. Oh. Because at some point, it's like almost a form of gaslight. Like, does nobody else see what I'm trying to do here? But thank you. Thank you again. I definitely got to give that a heart. Okay, all right. So Ernest might be our newest convert. And Ernest is in the category of Miguel, right? Ernest listened, was like, oh, okay. I hear this constructive criticism. Maybe I'm not quite right. So he went and traded yesterday. So what are your thoughts? Somebody coming from what you're doing, day trading options, to now yesterday, day trading futures. What are your thoughts on how futures move and all that? Okay. Green line is my entry point. It was close for a second. Do you only use this chart we see? No, there's other stuff over here. You know, let's do this instead. Let's see it come back down and then come up. I'm going to wait for some confirmation. Clay Meester, what is your strategy? Nothing. I have no strategy. Nothing. It's the bald-faced donkey. That's my strategy. I trade bald-faced donkeys with a little bit of backwards dolphin flips put in every now and then. I was being ruined by theta. Futures is definitely the way to go. Yes! Our newest convert. Love it. Love it. Thank you, Ernest. This is why you can't be like JDA Trades and have an ego that gets... You can't be like that. Good job, Ernest. I'm glad. Thank you for being open-minded. Thank you for listening. And I'm glad you're enjoying life without theta. This is my strategy. This is why I was joking around, but like, this is not going to help you, but this is my strategy. I've got to be able to answer yes to both. Is the risk logical and controlled when compared with the potential reward? If I can answer yes to both of those questions, then I have a valid trade setup. That is my strategy. Does it have a cool name such as like liquidity sweeps and blah, blah, blah? And no, but that's what I'm... Okay, wait. That's right, I canceled my order. Let's see if it wants to come back up, though. All right, stop is below VWAP. We'll see if we can get a bounce back up here. That red line there is my first target. Throw another order out there for my second price target. Stop is down here. Yes, I know. I was in the green. I could have scalped. But on this one, I'm thinking there might be a bit of more of a bounce. But I could be wrong. And if I am, that's what stop losses are for. The blinking blue line, which drives me nuts, is my entry point. Oh, come on. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, so close, yet oh, so far away. to hitting my first profit target. There we go. There's the first one hit. Let's see if we can get up there to that second one. Come on, push. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Come on. All right, I took out another one. I'm getting a little leery on it. I still have 3 left, but I am getting leery. So on that note, I have 2 left now. I'm not quite sure this thing actually wants to bounce. So it will still be a bit of a, it still will be a losing trade, but it'll be a very controlled one because I've reduced position size and I've already locked in some gains. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this thing does want to bounce. And if it does, I still have 2 contracts to participate in the move. But yeah, right now I've lost some confidence in it. So that's why I have taken things off, and I'm glad I did that here, and I'm out. Well, bummer. I'm glad I reduced position size where I did, though. Now you're going to come back up? It is what it is. If I blow up a test account, do I have to pay the monthly cost again to get another one? No, you can reset it right away, Dynex. I was doing options last year too. You made 12K or you lost 12K? What else do you use? I don't know what you mean by that. So far, I've losing on most of my initial futures trades. How can I improve my odds? Pam, I don't know anything about your strategy. I don't know anything about your goals or risk tolerance. So I have no idea. I cannot be of any really good service in that regard. The blinking blue line is annoying for sure. Sometimes it even stays there for me. Yeah. If you don't wait for liquidity to be swept, you will not catch banger moves. Liquidity is the fuel. Oh, okay. Can I pass the test in 3 days can I pass? No, it has to be 5. Yep. You can get over the target in 3 days, and then you'll just have to do some flip trades. And a flip trade is just you like buy and sell 1 MNQ as fast as you can. That's what a flip trade would be. Imagine it bounced all the way up now. If it did that, that wouldn't be the first time. But it's not. I remember watching you a really long time ago. I think you were trading stocks and lived in Singapore. No, never lived in Singapore. Nice to see you trading futures. You're a good trader. Thanks, Nestor. Yes, you have that part confused with somebody else. I was never in Singapore. Clear was my first mentor when I started trading 5 years ago. You taught me everything I know. Cheers, John. Happy to play a little role in your journey. My hesitation is a scalping rule. TPT does not have a scalping rule, Mark. 4th day trading my test account. Today seems like a losing day, currently down. Well, trader, seems like a good controlled day to me. I'm giving it a go this weekend. Sounds good. Please use code Clay. That would be appreciated. TM Watcher, it's irrelevant. Your country is blocked. You cannot use what we're doing here, unfortunately. I keep losing, so I'm not trading much. Well, where did you learn to trade, James? From the random world of YouTube? Is that where you learn to trade, James, son? All right, hey, Thomas, did you make any money? Are you making money right now? Where'd you get short at, Thomas? Then what are you talking about? Then it wasn't very clear, was it, Thomas? Don't be like this, Thomas. Like, you are the epitome of the annoying member in a chat box. I take a loss. Clay, clear downtrend. Just saying. Okay, his claim is it's a clear downtrend. I ask him, so you made money on the short side? No. Well, then it wasn't very clear, was it? In hindsight, it's clear, Thomas. I'm only not banning him because I know he's usually not, like, I don't know where that came from. But a little feedback. That's not a good reflection on you, Thomas. Clay was a clear downtrend after I take the loss. Oh, so you made money on the long side? No. Well, it wasn't very clear then, was it, Thomas? Oh, please, seriously, just don't be like that. That is not, like, that's not how you, it's just, that's a poor way to conduct yourself as a trader. Especially, nobody likes, like, I don't like losing trades. Like, I'll take losses, and I've taken thousands of trades, or losing trades, and I'll have 1,000 more losing trades. But nobody is like, oh, that felt great. Like, nobody likes that. Like, when somebody takes a losing trade, they're going to be a little irritated. Now, was I vastly irritated? No. I mean, it was a small loss, whatever. But then I don't even know if that was a losing trade because I did scale out. So I have no idea if that was either a small loser or a small gainer or very close to break even. But regardless, nobody wants to see that after they take a losing trade. Well, that was clear. Basically, you said that was clear that I did the wrong thing. And then you don't even, so you're just yapping. You're yapping. Don't do that. Oh, I lost $3. Okay. All right. We'll call it between $3 to $5. That's true. I don't get a latte now. Oh, yeah, sir. Now you're rubbing it in. That's a 4 for. Oh, great. Thanks a lot for rubbing it in. That actually was a huge loss. Great. Now I have to go out back, put some mud in a coffee filter, and then make my coffee from that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll be in the back of the Wendy's by the dumpster. Yep. How has this thing only been an hour and a half on? This live stream feels like it's been like 5 hours. Oh, man. I don't know if I'm going to, yeah, I might have to cut this one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to the 4 hours. We'll see what happens. I will say that $10 super chat really gave me another from Subtac Off-Road. That was good. That was actually a very meaningful one. That's 6 energy drinks for me. That's a lot of energy drinks. You should stay away from energy drinks, though. Those things are terrible for you. So bad for you. Hey, Salish. Maybe this is a short here. I could see myself being interested in a short. If I want to see it come up through the pink line and then back down, and I could put my stop right up above the right above the 21 EMA. When you have 6 contracts, does that mean you can trade 6 a day? No, 6 per trade. This right here, so you're talking about 6, that is per trade. But you can make as many trades as you want every single day. So you could start at 1, and then you could buy another, and then you get up to 6, and you can't add any more. But then after you sell those 6, you can go back the same exact day and do the same thing all over again, as much as you want. So that's how, at least with Take Profit Trader. I don't know what prop firm you're really talking about, but with Take Profit Trader, the one I'm using and I recommend, that's how it works there. That is 6 per trade, and you can make as many trades as you want per day. All right, maybe a short here. There we go. Nope. Never mind. Too much of a spike. I guess I could... Again, I tilt my head that way because that's where my other monitor is, and I'm watching the 5-minute over there too. Let's see if I want to get short. In. Out for a quick little scalp there. What has me hesitating, not a good entry. I shorted here, but for any, I mean, it was a good entry, and let me put it this way. This is why it was a scalp. Because we have that 50 period right there, which could, so far, it is acting as support. So I got short with enough room to at least get out near the 50 period. But, I mean, is it actually going to break down through there? I'm not sure. No, I'm not saying it's impossible to break down through there, but I'm saying that's why I chose scalp on that one. Yeah, it did make it down through. But that's why I chose a scalp on that one, because I wasn't sure if on the 5-minute it'd ever be able to get back down below that 50 period. Should I trade past $700 profit on my PA account? Dude, I don't know. That's why the fact that you're asking that is exactly why I don't recommend Apex to beginner people. Because I have no idea. You're in the wrong place if you think I'm going to understand Apex's rules. My guess would be none. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm just going to call you Vo, and I say that. My guess is you probably show up in the chat boxes acting like you are here, like a total nutcase jerk, and they're probably like, yeah, we'll get to you in a little bit. We're going to get to the other people that show up and act respectfully. That would be my guess. If you're behaving like you are here in the customer service box there, I can understand why you're probably getting shoved down the priority list. Okay, Tradeovate. Yeah, I bet you did. What are the two different? This is for NQ contracts that I've traded. This is for the MNQ. So same account, but again, this is NQ trades that I've made. This one down here is MNQ trades that I've made. No, I don't have anything against Apex in general. I'm saying Apex for beginners is just not good. That's all I'm saying. This is, again, I talk about two prop firms here. Take Profit Trader and Apex. I have nothing against Apex. Only if you're a beginner, do not do it. My goal here is to get people into Pam's plant, and I want you to have a smooth experience into the world of prop firms. And Take Profit Trader have a very clean set of rules, and plus they're the best prop firm out there anyways. When it comes to payment, like, you can't beat their payment policy. But so that's why I say, even if you're advanced and you've never used Take Profit Trader, like, hey, still get fired up with Take Profit Trader. But definitely as a beginner, there's a reason why a lot of people out there call Apex a scam. They're not a scam, but the reason why is because beginners start with Apex and have no idea what's going on because there's so many rules, this, and that, and then it appears as though it's a scam when it's not. That's why, you know what? Start with Take Profit Trader. Very clean set of rules. Very easy to understand. But then once you start to get your feet wet, you start to understand, and you're ready to start to expand your prop firm empire, then yeah, you can look at Apex at that point. So That is where I stand on the prop firms. But yes, 95% of the time we are talking take profit trader in here because I believe for them to be the best choice for a beginner and just the best prop firm out there anyways. Right. So, and that this is kind of illustrating my point. The best part about Apex is being able to copy trade 20 accounts. Fine. That's why they're not in the beginner category. Because no beginner needs to go and start copy trading 20 accounts. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, no, that's a fair question. Yep. So yes, if that's what you were thinking, then you were indeed correct. Good sir. Hi Clay, I'm from India. Awesome. I don't know why I'm watching you. Because I'm beautiful. That's why. Because you can't take your eyes off me. Right, yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, that's what I meant is you're illustrating like the point about why it's not bad, but it's also just for a certain group of people. Good morning, DJ. But even if you're like, I'm a beginner, I'm going to the Apex, fine. Just use code Clay. That's all I ask. Just use code Clay. But no, seriously, if you're a beginner, don't. Like I said, if you've seen stuff out there about Apex being a scam, they are not a scam. It's just because beginner prop firm traders are stepping into water that's way too deep. You said it, not me. Maybe that should be the banner. Could you imagine that? Code Clay guaranteed pass of Apex or TPT. I don't think that would get me in any trouble, would it? I don't think so. Yeah, thanks, TM Watcher. Make sure you hit on notifications so you know that when I go live. Ooh, is this a buy now? Or should we be buying the break of the 21 EMA? I don't know. Or am I just in a degenerate mindset? I'd ask Thomas, but I know Thomas won't tell me until everything's already played out. And then he'll tell me what was clear. So I can't ask Thomas, but I don't know. Can I ask anybody else? Like, what's going on here? Yes, go use my code. Code Clay, Michael, and I'll explain it all to you, brother. The trailing drawdown is just how much you can lose. That's it. The trailing drawdown is 2,000. Now, the trailing means, like, let's say the first day you make $500. Now, you may think that, okay, so now I can lose up to $2,500 because I made 5. No, because it's trailing you, you still can only lose 2,000. So it follows you up. So it's always going to be 2,000. Now, if you lose 500, then the next day you could lose 1,500. So that's what the trailing means. It's just following you up. Okay, Derek and Thomas, you give me your entry points and stop losses, and then I'll see. So what's your entry point at? Where's your entry point going to be? And where's your stop loss at? Derek and Thomas. No, I'm DJ. I'm following Derek and Thomas. Right now, they've given broad statements, but that's why I'm asking them to provide a little bit more specificity. Come on, brothers. We need the answer. Where's your entry and where's your stop loss? Come on, guys. They better not be the type of folk that wait for it to go down here and then they're like, oh yeah, I got short right here. But if it goes up, they're like, oh no, I never entered. I hope they're not these folk. Thank you, Pam. Pam. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, here we go. Nothing but respect for Derek. He wants in at... Okay, well, He isn't in quite yet, but fair enough. All right, he's going to risk 26 points. All right. Oh, there we go. Okay, 6 points. Shout out to Derek. Nothing but respect. Even if Derek proves to be wrong, well, he was wrong. See, that's the problem, and that's why I like to do this. But it happens to me all the time, too. Derek was right. He said, hey, short it. But the question is, did Derek make any money? No, he didn't. Because his entry was up here. He never got filled. So that's why I always say you're doing, and I'm not saying you're doing this, Derek, but just in general, as a beginner, you're doing yourself a disservice. Entry now? Well, give us a number. What is now? Like 720? Is that when you type now? Give us a number, not just now. But anyways, why you're doing yourself a disservice is Derek said short it, which was a broad statement. And Derek could have been like, see, I was right. I would have made money. But by Derek holding himself accountable by putting in those numbers, now Derek has a more complete form of data, a more accurate bit of data. He was right, broadly speaking, but he never got filled. Therefore, no trade. But for the person that just does the broad statement, they get a piece of data that says, hey, I was right, I would have made money. But I would argue that's a bad bit of data because, well, trading's more than just making broad statements. All right. Thomas is in at 20, right here, 720. His stop loss is right here. I don't quite understand the stop loss, but it is what it is. All right, Sky Heaven, enter here for long. We got to define here, and we also have to define what your stop loss would be. Uh-oh, Thomas. Uh-oh, Thomas. Yeah, and where's your stop loss at, Simi? All right, I got to go into geek mode here. Time for the Blu-ray, or the blue light. Hey, Tim, I appreciate it. Respect, giving all those numbers beforehand. Respect. Again, if you give all your numbers beforehand and it doesn't work out, I'm not going to make fun of you. And if anybody here makes fun of you, I'll ban them because at least the person had the courage to throw things out there and not make a broad statement. But yeah, Simi, where's your stop at? That scares me, Simi, that you didn't know to include your stop loss until somebody else had to ask you. I'm scared for you. So they're getting in at 704. Their target is 680, and their stop is 720. Roger that. Anna D. Maria, are you on a pro account? Yeah, that's fair enough. I can see it being hard. Then it's not it. Then that seems like it would be more of a trade ovate. Are you sure? Are you sure that's what's going on? There's an end of day trailing drawdown, but not intraday. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. And yeah, good questions. Oh yeah, Labrador, good eye, good eye. Yeah. Well, based on what Labrador's observed and saying, I would agree with him. That seems like just is working just as it should. Oh, Thomas. I don't remember what Thomas's target was, but he survived. He survived the move up. 5 minute basically just has a bear pennant. Not the best looking bear pennant, but general idea right there on the 5 minute. All right, well, I'm not, based on what you said, Anna D, it seems like everything should have been behaving as it should have been. And I have not heard anybody else report that, so I'm not quite sure. Because based on what you said, and then if you saw Labradobra's message, yeah, I agree with him. That does sound right. Yeah, no, that's, yeah. If you're saying your account at one point was at 51. So let's do this, Anna. At one point your account was 51K. Let's just start there. Is that what you're saying, Anna? At one point your account was at 51K. Just so we make sure we're not speaking past one another. Let's just start there. Still interested in a short if it wants to come up to around this area because you got a pretty clean area for a stop loss. So we'll try to do some problem solving and trading at the same time. Anna, hello. It's just I just need a yes or no. Am I following you that at one point your account was at 51K? Okay. And then you're saying your account dropped down to 49K during the day. Is that what you're saying? You were making trades, and then during that day, your account balance went from 51K down to 49K. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, Derek. Yeah, I've been there too. It's a fine line. Okay, so at one point your account was 51K, and then a couple days later, you made some trades, and then it went down to 49K a couple days later. Is that what you're saying? So it never went above 51K. It stayed at 51K, and then a couple days later, it drifted back down to 49K. Is that what you're saying? So the highest your account got was 51K. Now that's not intraday. So you're saying your account never went down to 49K then? The way I'm understanding is at one point your account was 51K, and then at some point in the future, your account was at 49K. Am I understanding that right? Again, your account went up as high as 51K balance, and then over whatever amount of time, it then hit 49K. Is that? That's how I'm understanding all this. Again, still waiting here for a potential trade if it wants to come up to maybe this area right here. Yes, not in the same day. Okay, then nothing wrong is happening. That's how it works. It's you have a 2,000 drawdown. If your account at one point was at 51K, and then eventually, even if it was a course of, if the highest your account reached was 51K, and then over the time span of 8 years, it eventually drifted back down to 49K, you're done, because that's the drawdown. That's $2,000 you're allowed to lose. So yeah, there's nothing wrong there. Oh boy, is this going to be? a bad decision to put that trend line there. Now, if it breaks this trend line, I could very realistically see it bounce off that area there. So if I were to take that, probably leaning more towards a scalp. Or at least, I guess, you could get in here. But I would definitely, even if it's not a scalp, me personally, I would definitely take at least some off down here. Because I think that's a potential bounce threat area. So if I go short, I'd at least want to take a few off right there just in case it does bounce. No, the drawdown stops at 52. And then you can actually start to build it after you hit 52. Because, right, your drawdown is 2,000. So if you start at 50, once you get up to 52, then, you can actually start to have a drawdown that is, instead of 2,000, could be 2,500. So, no, it stops at your drawdown plus your starting balance. That's the math, Danny boy. Starting balance plus drawdown is where it stops following you. And then it actually does start to build, or in other words, what you would say, build buffer. If we go down 2,000, you won't be able to... No, you can log in. You'll be able to log in, but you'll just have to, create a new account. Limit order short at 740. All right, I might be joining you, Sam. Stop at 752. Wow, 12 points. I really want to risk 12 points. I see it though, Sam. I see it. Sam ain't crazy. He ain't cray-cray. He ain't cray-cray. Sometimes people be cray-cray on here. Not Sam, though. Man, right off that pink line, the 200 period moving average. Tricky thing about the 5 minute is that if this thing does want to come down, I mean, there really is a lot of support. Like if this bear pennant is going to win out, it's got to, it's got to break through the 200 period. It's got to break the trend line. It's got to break the, yesterday's closing session. You need to change your name to DJ Puppet or DJ Sheep. I guess to be fair to you, if you define magic as just blindly following others, then you are DJ Magic. But I think a more intuitive name for you would be just DJ Puppet. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it on the 5 minute. All right, DJ Puppet, go for it. Hey, Mile, good to see you. Jose, good question. It depends on what account you're in. The Pro account is 80% you get to keep. The Pro Plus account, so Pro 80%, Pro Plus 90%. Sit on hands till we break either 740 or 710. Yeah, I don't think that's a terrible idea at all. Labradabra. Trying to seek a little bit more clarity on direction. I can't fault you there. Four failed attempts at the 1219 high. How are you able to trade with trolling? You just manage risk, and you just can't go for grand slam trades. Take profits when they're there. Don't get greedy. Don't be like, I'm not happy unless this is a 10x trade. That's why those rules are there. They don't want you acting like a degen. So take the profits when you see them. Get some profits. Move up that stop. As it goes in your favor, move up your stop. No, Jeff, I'm under a bot attack right now. So most of the likes are not real, and the viewership is not totally real either. I upset somebody last week, and I guess they're still upset. I was just wondering if you know how on the pro account people make money, because they're still using funds from all the failed test accounts, and also from these accounts. So that because the prop firm's making money two ways. They're making money from the people that when they fail the test, so that's some revenue for them. And then the other form of revenue is Pro Plus. They're getting 10% because this is in the live market. Ooh, there it went. But that's also why I like Take Profit Trader, because it's a sustainable business model. Like if a company never ever puts you in live, then it's like, okay, literally they are requiring, like they need people to keep failing in order to pay the profitable traders. But once they put you in live, then okay, now they're paying you from profits of the market itself, not from their own back pocket. No, Anna, that's why it's called a trailing. It's trailing you up. But that is correct. In a single day, you may not lose more than $2,000, assuming you start off at $2,000. Obviously, if you lose money one day, so if you lose $500, the next day you'd only have $1,500 of drawdown left. So in that situation, you'd only be able to lose $1,500. But yes, if you're at $2,000, yeah, you definitely cannot lose more than $2,000 in a single day. Hey, have a good one. Relax, Ardu. All right. Well, the shorts, Thomas, everybody, bummer. Because if I remember right, Thomas's target was never hit. That's all right, though. That's all right. It happens. It happens. I want to see how this candle closes. Yeah, see, Thomas? See? But notice what I'm not doing, Thomas. I'm not here telling you how clear something worked. So all I'll say to you, Thomas, is, hey, good job. You tried. You managed your risk. Well done. Got a short entry at that red line. We'll see if it wants to come back down. And fill me. Oop, close to filling me. See if it maybe wants to get rejected off this trend line here. So I might move my entry up a little bit if it can get up towards that yellow line. Okay, moving it up some. See if it wants to get rejected off that area right there. Very quick, kind of either roll over, or I'm getting out. Okay, I do not want to see it come up through the yellow line. Okay, I'm in. Again, I like these trades because I should get my answer pretty fast on if I'm right or wrong. See if it wants to get rejected off the trend line. Oh, that blinking blue line is oh so annoying. Why it does that, I have no idea. If anybody from TradeOvate here is watching, could you explain why? I'm about to get stopped out, it looks like. Nope, I survived. Very basic premise. Is it going to get rejected off the trend line? There's nothing fancy here. We'll see. If it doesn't, then I'm out for a small little loss, and I'll live to fight another day. Been a few days. Hey, LMD, how are you? So I took off one there. So very well could still be a losing trade. Just won't be as big because I did take at least a little off. So let me get my stop loss back up there. So again, could still be a losing trade because I only took off one in the profit. But this movement here is not having me feeling so good. To see the buyer step back up, not feeling so good. But we'll see. Uh-oh. Do you pay any attention? Classics, you know the answer to that. You know the answer to that already. Because you're a normie around here. And I've answered that question 8 million times. So I know you know the answer to that. CRWV, should we get puts? It's up. No, well, I don't know. If you're day trading, then no, you definitely shouldn't get puts because that implies you're day trading options, which is not a good thing to do. All right, out there for a loss. I've had some success this morning leaving limit orders outside of support and resistance levels catching major spikes. Hey man, if it works. AAPL looks like it wants to rip. Are you day trading Apple, Samir? Oh, now you're going to roll back over after you take me out? Is that what you're going to do? No, I watch. Okay, good. I was going to say, day trading stocks, including day trading stocks like Apple, very, very inefficient use of capital. Like a shockingly inefficient use. If you are a day trader of stocks in the chat and you would like, wait, what's this guy talking about? An inefficient use of capital. I'd be happy to explain. And we can even use Apple. But if there's nobody here that fits that category, then I won't worry about it. You would rather day trade? What do you mean you'd rather trade options? Like swing trade options or day trade options, Samir? Oh, sell options? Well, then, yeah. You must have some a good size amount of capital then. So good for you. Well, yeah, yeah. Again, I have not. People think I hate options. I don't. I only hate options in one category. In the category of day trading, I hate options. Mathematically provable on why they make no sense. But in the category of swing trading or investing, I have nothing against options. Definitely some cool things you can do with options from a swing trading standpoint. And then from an investing standpoint, certainly some cool things you can do. Covered calls, cash secured puts, stuff like that. How about you go short, Classics? Are you going to go short here, Classics? Is Ninggun Vo, the guy that was kind of showing up crying, is he still here? No, that's not you, Zunk. Or do you have multiple names? Or I don't know, can you like look at the list of names or something and see who's here? I don't know. So no, why do you have multiple accounts? Did you think I banned that other one or something? What's up with the multiple accounts? No. When you sign up with TPT, did you use code Clay? All right, well, you know. Well, whoever's code that is, go ask them to email TPT for you. I was gonna offer that to you, but I would say, hey, go whoever's code that is, ask them like, hey, can you please email TPT contact? They'll know who to email. Just a minute. I'll help you out there. Let's see. Yeah, next time use code Clay though. You goonball. No, I'm not talking about you. Beginner trader. I'm assuming that means. Yeah, you never heard of a goonball? How have you never heard of a goonball? But yes, beginner trader. That video should help you out. It takes you from the very start all the way through. I still swing options regularly when I see my setups. I'm happy to call them. No, we don't need any of that. Because then people are going to get confused because they're like, why is this guy bashing options, but this Labradabra guy is calling out options? Because then I'll have to explain all the time about how I don't have anything against swing trading options. But so thank you for the offer, but no. Goonball says long. Notice the broad statement. Is there anything that can be done with that? Nope. He's given us no entry point. He hasn't given us a stop loss, just long. He's doing himself a disservice. Well, what? Classics, how big of a savage are you? It's too choppy, yet you're telling me to go short in a market that you deem too choppy. What's up with that? Yeah, you never told us your entry point, though. Stop loss at 700, huh? Wait, what? Where's your entry point at, Zunk? So you're risking 48 points to make basically 22? All right, well, I hope you have a very high win rate strategy doing stuff like that. Manual morning. No. Andrew, it's going up. Thanks for letting us know. It is going up. He speaks the truth. Will it keep going up? Hindsight will have to be our judge in that regard. Interesting level up here at the pink line. Overnight high. Took a long from 753. Stop 744. Yeah, you are 8 points away. Hopefully it hits it for you. I'm rooting for you. No, Andrew, I'm on the 2 minute. You can see that right there. Now, I do use other time frames, but the one, yeah, we're watching right here is the 2 minute. Gordon Ramsay. What are you? An idiot sandwich. Samir, I asked you a question earlier. I don't think you ever answered, Samir. Oh, I take it back. You did. You're selling options. That's right. Yeah. Props to you for having enough capital to actually sell options. Careful with it, brother. Careful. Those naked options can get a bit risky. Not that you're doing naked options, but good. Glad you trade futures. It's great. Oh, that's never fun. Computer crashed right during a trade. I do not use Bookmap. What do you mean you got out? It didn't hit your target. You said 4. You said 70. What are you doing? No, I do agree, though. I think that was a good call. Or at least to lighten your position size, minimum. I don't know if you should have totally pulled all the way, sold all your position, but I can see why you'd want to lighten up the load a little bit. Makes sense. Yeah, I think that's a good call to take some of it off the table just in case. To prevent the computer crash. My thoughts right here. Those are my thoughts. To prevent the computer crash, I have my phone and iPad ready to take over. Yeah, that is a good thought process. Good job to I don't even know how to say his name. Unk. Good job to Unk for hanging on to some of those contracts. Looks like he's I think it's hit his price. So yeah, maybe. But yeah. Suddenly offline while you trade. No, I wonder. No, I know. No, I wonder. Oh, I think you mean I would never sell naked options. Maybe just. All right, yeah. Yeah, though that's where, the options swing trading can get a little bit spooky when people start doing those naked options. It's always weird to talk about that because if you're not familiar with the options, you're like, why is this person talking about naked options? Oh, I was trying to give you the benefit of doubt. I was hoping you were one of these I told you so Clay guys. All right, good trade. Let us know your next trade before it happens. I look forward to seeing this 82% win rate play out. But congrats. You did tell me. Good job. As far as I can tell, you are my prop account is either going to get roasted or my trade plan is going to work out. That's essentially what your strategy is. Based off of that stop loss size, that's what you're essentially saying. I'm either roasting this prop account or it's going to work out. Especially with that, if you made 1500, you're using NQ, fine. But to have a 48, so yeah, how many contracts did you have, Zunk? Let's do a little math. Let's see if my hunch was right. Well, I guess you could lie to me now. Oh, okay, he admits it. Okay, well that makes sense then. So you don't actually have a strategy. You're just, I'm either blowing up this account or it works. Gotcha. Fair enough. Oh, great. Yeah, no kidding. It's too simple. Okay, just as an FYI to everybody, on the FYI to everybody, there's now I'm not saying that this is not a bad pillar to build from, but if this is what appears to be Unk, what he's doing, and I might be wrong, he hasn't explained anything more, but there's this strategy that says, okay, so he's using the 5 minute, but some people are like, okay, let the price move for 5 minutes, and then wherever it moves during the 5 minutes, map out the high, map out the low. And then if the price goes above that range, you buy. If it goes below the range, you sell. And then apparently you're going to have an 82% win rate. I promise you, if you think trading is that simple, I have oceanfront property in Iowa I would love to sell you. Now, again, I'm not saying that's what Unk is doing, but if that's all he's doing, then yes, he's going to be in for a rude awakening. Because unfortunately, trading is a little bit more difficult than waiting for something to fluctuate for 5 minutes and then just buying or shorting whenever it goes either way. Good, Unk, fair enough. Good. So to Unk's point, he's used that to build something more from, which, good, fantastic. I just don't want anybody to think that, like, that's a strategy and that's all you have to do. So good, Unk, I'm glad to hear that there's more to it than just that. Agreed, yes, an 82% win, yes, agreed. Casey, you're a member of the private community, right? Of my private community? If I remember correctly. It's kind of a slow grind up. Hey, Thomas, do you see these numbers down here fluctuating at all? Are those moving around at all? Andrew says it was a good buy-in at 21,704. So are you talking about back when it was like at 12:10, Andrew? Is that what you're talking about? Because I do not see the price being anywhere close to 21,704 for definitely the past 30 minutes. It was a good buy-in at 21,704. And then you're talking about this, like, is this what you're talking about? That was a good buy-in point right here, Andrew? Like, that was a good buy-in point? 21,704? Do you advise trading multiple pro accounts, say 2 individually, rather than copy trading? Well, copy trading does also provide a form of risk management because it spreads out the risk. I don't care about where these fair value gaps are. Tell me, how do you make money from them? Tell me where you buy and then where you have your stop loss. All of you cult members. People keep calling out fair value gaps. I don't care. Let's get practical. How do you make money from that fair value gap? So, Slimy, how do you make money from that fair value gap? Tell me your entry and tell me your stop. Same with these liquidity sweeps. Oh, there's a liquidity sweep. Okay, well, cool. So how do you make money from liquidity sweep? Tell me your entry, tell me your stop before it happens. See, it's funny. And then Samir's like, those are just volume nodes. Like, what? What's a volume node? It just shows you that all these things are just, I would say, probably support and resistances that people just repackage as like for marketing material. But yeah. Yeah, isn't it? I think that's what it is, Astro Boy. I think a lot of this stuff is just supports resistances. Volume nodes is a fair value gap. Yeah, and my point is, I bet that's just a support. I bet I could call it a support. Oh, we came up with a new support. We call them bald-faced donkeys. Yeah, FVG does sound pretty cool. Now here we're calling them bald-faced donkeys. So now the equation looks like this. Volume nodes is a fair value gap, which is a bald-faced donkey. There we go. No, Slimy. I want action. No, Slimy. Whatever your name is. I don't want all this broad statement stuff. We all want to learn. So don't give us these broad things. But there, put your stop loss on it. So tell us, when this all happens, you let us know how you're supposed to make money from it, okay? We want an exact number of your entry and where your stop loss is. And we want these numbers before the price does anything. No. I'm conceding. I believe that there's a fair value gap. I'm conceding. Fine, there's a fair value gap. But as far as my broker works, you don't enter into your broker fair value gap and then like your broker like makes you money. Like you actually have to type in entry points and stuff like that. So that's what I'm at. Yes, what Unc is saying. Tell us your entry point and your stop loss. Not where it's supposed to work in a theoretical sense, but just tell us what you're seeing right now. Where's your entry point? Where's your stop loss? Sick of all these cult members of FVG. Come talk. Oh, there's a fair value gap. Okay, great. How do you make money from it? Give us some things. Unbelievable. Like whoever started off that, like, again, I want to make it clear. We are all conceding. There is a fair FVG. There is a fair, whatever it stands for, fair value gap. There is one of those. Okay. So how are you going to make money from it? Entry point and stop loss values, please. Yeah, you're just a goonball, Unc. But Slimy is a professional goonball. Yes, he's got you beat. Yes. All right. Well, if you want to give us some numbers at some point, we would love it. I would truly love it. But I've kind of I've reached the breaking point of everybody coming up and talking like from this one group of people. And I don't know, does like the teacher just always talk in like broad statements? Is that why all his members do it? I mean, we've had Unc called out a trade. It worked out very well. Fantastic. So none of us can be like, Unc, who cares? You did all that in hindsight. Or that was a broad statement. No, Unc mapped it out and it worked out. Fantastic. So now we can look at Unc and be like, okay. I mean, to be fair, that was a sample size of one, but at least he stepped up to the plate. And many of you others, Labrador's always doing it. So again, all of you that have put your entry point and your stop loss prices in the chat before the price gets to those levels, even if you are wrong, I would never make fun of you. And if anybody does make fun of you, I will ban them because you know what? At least you had the guts to step up to the plate and throw things out there as opposed to just making broad statements. You can enter from the spot that the price didn't close under and put it your... Okay, is there a reason why you can't give us exact numbers? Like you keep describing locations. Okay, but we want precise locations. This is what I mean by broad statement trading. You're giving us descriptions of locations. We don't want a description. We just want the location. So what is the location? Look at Tim. That's what we're looking for. He said he's given us his... Okay, he's getting in at 770. Okay, his stop loss is at 760. And he's giving us target. And notice, he's told us all this right now in real time. So it's out there for us all to see how it plays out. Nothing but respect to Tim, even if he's wrong. But Slimy, it worries me that the people from this cult, we're not asking for a description of the location. We are looking for the location itself. What is your entry point? What is that location? It should be a number. What is your stop loss? What is that location? That should also be a number. We're not asking for a description of the location, just the location itself. Yeah, Tim, you're doing it right. That's his way of accountability. There you go. And I genuinely have nothing against all these cool, fancy sounding terms. Like if you want to just throw out a cool term, That's fine. All I ask is, okay, now let's take that cool sounding term and let's make it applicable with some actual values. So you're just talking here, throwing out terms, but you don't actually know how to use these terms. So how good is the term if you don't even know it? Now, it does make you sound smart. Okay, well, as of right now, where you stand in your journey, like you're just saying stuff. Like literally you're just saying stuff. You're saying I see signs, but you don't know how to take this stuff, these signs, and translate that into a practical trade plan. Again, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm trying to hopefully see whoever is teaching you this stuff is doing you a disservice. Because like I know what I teach my traders. My traders, they know how to find an exact entry, an exact stop loss, and then target areas where it should go. But none of the people that are part of my mentorship program would ever answer like the way you are right now. So that makes me very scared for you. Again, Andrew Fells, you said something about 704. Like, are you? So you're saying right there was the buy? Is that what you're talking about? Hey Ryan, how many years have been? A long time, long time. And where exactly would your stop loss be in this situation? You're on a different account. Roger that. We are just, yeah. We're just going back and forth right now, so we're kind of talking about who knows what right now, just trying to pass the time. Oh, I see. He is still learning. Yeah, I'm just trying to help you learn. Like you're not. If you're gonna sit here and kind of paper trade, you want to hold yourself accountable as much as you can. That's why exact numbers will allow you to do that. But if you just do all this broad statement stuff, then it's easy for you to sit around and say, "Oh, see, I was right. I would have made money." But no, I've been right many times, but have not made any money, or I've lost money. Because sometimes something may pull back and go back up, but if you buy too soon and then you get stopped out and then it goes back up, well, yeah, I was right. It pulled back and went back up. But I actually lost money on the thing. So that's why exact numbers will hold you accountable. In fact, I did a... and how important this actually is. I did, let's see. Right here, yeah. Self-deception. Are you a victim? That's what I talked about in this episode right here. So, I'm not going to have anybody go listen to it because you just heard me talk about it. But right there, many new traders are deceiving themselves because they talk in broad statements and then they think that they're right and made money. But that's just not quite how it works. My last trade hit stop loss and it was in, it happens, Tim. I've had a couple like that today where I was in profit and I could have just scalped out for the profit, but I wanted to give it a chance and then it came up and stopped me out. Hi there, nice consolidation taking place here. Or are we hitting a resistance area to drop? Hope it gets clear in the next 40 minutes or so. Yeah, we'll have to see, Jose. Okay, Thomas, this is where, like, I'm very confused by you because normally you're like, fine, but what? You're, okay, I'm sorry. Maybe you could be talking to somebody else. I don't think you're talking to me because you already asked if I was in the trade and I already answered that. So I think you're just you must be talking to somebody else, Thomas. So my apologies on that one. If I didn't say it in public, would have closed it. Yeah, that's a tricky voice, though. Slimmy, you're arguing against things that nobody has made any claims against. Literally, all we are asking, nobody is claiming that you claim to have a 99% win rate strategy. Nobody's claiming anything about you. We're just asking, you've thrown out a cool sounding term, the fair value gap. Okay, all we've asked is, okay, how are you going to take that cool sounding term and translate that into an actual trade plan? And that, unfortunately, you have not been able to do that for us. You just keep talking and making broad statements. You describe locations, but you're not actually giving us a location. And there's actually a big distinction in those two things. Because somebody can say, well, I'm going to buy around 100. Well, what does around mean? You better bet that if you're paper trading, and if that's 100 and the price comes down here and then bounces and right here happens to be 98, your mind is going to be like, oh yeah, $2 of $100? Yeah, that's around 100. Yep, I would have bought right there. Oh, how convenient. How convenient. And that's all of our minds, because our minds want to, at the core, we all have ego, right? And I don't mean that in a bad way. It can spin out of control. But ego is just there to help us feel good about ourselves. So our brain is always going to be wired to try to make us feel good about ourselves. So, of course, that's what it's going to do. Oh, yeah, you would have bought there. You said around 100, 98, close enough. Yeah, you would have bought right there. But if you just flat out give the entry, then your brain can't play those games with you. It's impossible to tell the exact what? Okay, if that's true, then how do you ever enter in an order? How do you ever enter in a stop loss if that's true? If it's impossible to tell the exact numbers, then how do you ever enter in a number? Do I monitor my blood pressure? I probably should. Again, your broker does not have an order allotment where you just type in from a zone. Like you can't type in from a zone as an entry point. Like you have to type in an actual number. I've tried. I've tried. I'm not sure. Maybe some of others you can keep working with Slimmy, but I got nothing left. Are you a victim of FVG? Ryan is looking to get in a short here, possibly not an A plus though, so not gonna. The market replay is another good thing. Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe a long round here. It does seem to be kind of just chopping around. Maybe try to play the bottom part of this. Some may call this a boredom trade. Some may call this just a live stream trade. Some may call this a good trade. I don't know. It's one of those three. I'll let you be the judge. You get to be the judge. No, I didn't say YOLO, but... Ooh. I appreciate the... Ung thinks I got 100 points with this trade. I appreciate that. It's a hard... It's always a hard market. It always is. It's always a hard market. Because trading is hard. So by definition, it's always a hard market. Oh my goodness. Nobody claimed that anybody knows. All we are claiming is that in order to put on a trade, you have to know what you want your entry point to be, at minimum. That's what I mean. You're arguing against things that nobody ever said. Nobody ever said that, you know, there's a way to know everything for sure. Oh, wait, I said I was going to get in here, didn't I? Whoops. Let's get that 5. All right, I'm in. Out for a little scalp. Why you bought? Because there's a bunch of buyers hanging around down here. Just does it have hotkeys? Does what have hotkeys? Slimmy, all we're saying is you're not advancing at all as a trader because you're not able to give an entry point or you're not able to give an actual stop loss. That's all we're saying. No, we don't need to see anything, Andrew. We just need. So you didn't get filled then. Because that, how do I figure out where is the low of this candle? The data box. So the low right here was at 706. So you did not get filled right there, Andrew. And assuming that's what you're talking about. Right? Am I understanding that right? You put your order there at 704. It hit a low of 706. So you didn't get filled. What was this? Could he talk about that one right there? Low, he didn't get filled there either because that low right there hit 705. So I don't know what you're talking about, Andrew, but you did not. Oh, please don't tell me you're hindsight trading something all the way back here. So Andrew, as far as I can tell, you're saying all this stuff, and even by your own admission, you were close to getting filled, but you did not get filled. Well, should have held. I should not have scalped. Nice little move up here. Well, if anybody took that trade with me, hopefully you held a little bit longer than I did. Nothing too fancy. I mean, you had buyers down here. There's a chance. I shouldn't say there were buyers down here because we never know that for sure. But, so you can see the buyers down here at the yellow line. We have the 21 EMA. So in my mind, hey, you know what? Maybe there's still some buyers down here. And you know what? Not only were there still buyers down here, a bunch more buyers decided to show up apparently. So, whoops. No, Alan, they will move you to Pro Plus. Because if you become a super, super, super good trader, you could in theory bankrupt them as a company. That's why I like Take Profit Trader's business model. Their business model reveals that they are actually sustainable. Like they're not going to just disappear one day. Andrew, I'm so confused. Are you telling us that like, no, there's one price across all brokers. If your broker is giving you some other weird number, like you're getting scammed right now, brother. You are getting scammed. Like, no, prices in the market do not depend on what broker you're using. That's what because earlier you're like, well, it depends on the broker. No, that's definitely not how the market works. Like, I don't go to E-Trade and see, oh, the market went this high today. And then I go to you can see my age, Scott's Trade. Yeah, they don't exist anymore. And then you go to Schwab and they show, oh, the market went that higher. And then I go to, Robinhood and, oh, they show the market went this high. And then I check on Webull and, oh, the market went only that high. And then I check on Merrill Lynch. Oh, the price only went that high. You are getting scammed if you're using a broker and you're like, well, my numbers are different on my broker. Scam alert. Scam alert. Like that's, and I'm not asking you to take my word for it. Ask anybody in the chat if market prices depend on what broker you're on. Yeah, maybe Unk is Andrew's broker. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know, Jose, but it's definitely, I mean, as I've just taken him, because he mentioned 21, he mentioned this level here at, 704, which is why I assume he's talking about the NQ. I know, Deutsch, it's like, is this conversation real right now? NPC, I don't know what an NPC is. A naturally pretty. Oh man, come on, my wit's not click. My wit is not fast enough. What would start with C that I could use? I guess I'm Clay. A naturally pretty Clay? Yeah. I am an NPC. I'm naturally pretty Clay. Do you like Ginger Bear, Unk? Non-playable character. Yeah, but Dan, he's saying like this low is like different. Like, well, on my broker, it depends. This low will depend on what broker you use. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. Yeah, do you like Ginger Bear, Unk? Very simple question. What is that? So you, my friend, are a communist. To not even know what Ginger Bear is, you are a straight up communist. You must live in North Korea. No, I don't. Yeah, like I said, yes, because you're a communist. We established that. Fever Tree brand. I'm not sure I've ever had Fever Tree brand. Well, whatever North Korea is, that's what you are. I don't know if that's true. What technically are they? Is North Korea... Oh, huh. Well, I guess this will be... Do we trust UNC or do we trust AI? Yes, North Korea is a communist state. So... Wikipedia, I guess, again, I realize some people laugh at Wikipedia, but I'm just... Officially, North Korea is a communist state. All right, UNC, things are not looking so good for you, brother. I don't... BBC... Okay, so, again, maybe you hate the BBC. North Korea has one of the world's most secretive societies. It is one of the few countries still under normal communist rule. So I'm going to go ahead and just still call you a communist and that you're in North Korea, UNC. You always know when people are trolls when they have multiple screen names ready. So I could ban UNC, but I know he'll be back. So I'm not going to ban. He's helping with the algorithm. I heard they got their failed chip launch upright yesterday. Oh, I don't know about that one. Ooh, K. Kim, dropping the heat. K. Kim rarely ever talks. You did. You gave me a great trade, but are you a great trader? I have no idea. Time will tell. But you have not given any other trades. Well, UNC, are you all of a sudden becoming like this other guy? I clearly don't think that you're in North Korea. I clearly don't think that you're a communist. It was just a joke. You probably talk pretty cool, though, if you're in Boston. Do you have the Boston accent? I do want... I'd try my impression right now, but I don't have one. Well, I'm calling you UNC, because that's how I read your name. This place can turn on you quick. Oh, I mean, when he's... Yes, Classics, it will turn on you in a hurry if you show up and like, hey, are you doing calls or puts? And it's like, dude, what? I'm not trading options. So yes, it will turn on you very quickly, Classics. I will own that. If you show up asking me when you know that I don't trade options, are you in calls or puts? Yes, the room will quickly be like, dude, what are you talking about? This is not your first time here. Why would you say such a thing? But so I'll own that. But you got to tell, there's always two sides to every story, Classics. Always two sides to every story. I trade both. But I'm not a good afternoon trader, and I don't have a big ego. I have no problem admitting that I'm not a good afternoon trader. So I manage that via trading micros. Good, that's awesome. I trade NQ too. You just got to remember, there's always two sides to every story. Always two sides. But yes, normally I'm done within 90 minutes, but you can go back in the live stream archive and watch the first ever live stream, and you'll see it was a total accident. So the evolution of the live stream, kind of after experimenting, okay, people like live trades. Okay, if I'm going to start at 11 a.m., then I guess I'm going to turn myself into kind of a late morning, afternoon trader, but I've never been good at this time scale or at this time frame. So how am I going to factor that in? Well, let me just let me try, and that's what makes futures great. They allow me to still be able to make live trades at just a smaller scale because of the MNQ. Best place to start learning trading. Well, I mean, I'm biased. So I'll give you, but I'm totally biased, okay? I'll send it to my blog. Lots of videos there. But I am biased because that is my site. That is my, so you can, all sorts of stuff. You can check out over here. We got all sorts of categories. Hundreds of hours of videos over here. I know, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to show my bias, but I figured it would show. If it comes back down, I'm going to be interested in another long. But I want to see it come down to more so this general area of the chart. So got to be patient for now. When you've been doing this, it's okay. Well, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you being okay with me just being biased. Come on, Ryan. Don't do that to yourself. That don't count. You don't get to give yourself a range. Because your broker is not going to let you enter in. Buy order 755 to 758. I've never heard of a broker. Maybe Andrew's broker does that. But any other broker. There we go. Thank you. 755. There we go. Now you're held accountable. See if it comes back down. Although, Unc, you're definitely lying to me now because that first guy where you're like, yeah, that's me. And then you're like, oh, I changed my name. That was like a Vietnamese name. And now you're saying that you have a Arabic accent. So you just, yeah, you're actually not that guy. So Unc started off this whole thing lying. Man, people are so weird on the internet. Myself included. Like, what is a beautiful person like me doing on a live stream? I'm too beautiful for this. What'd Red Ryan say? What? Is what he said not true? You don't think the market can quickly turn on you? What do you, like that was actually a perfect analogy. Just like the market, it can turn quickly on you. Like let's do a little test just so you make sure. Like, have you ever been in a trade and then all of a sudden the market turns quickly and you're like, whoa, what just happened? And you're like, has anybody ever been there? Hit the number 1 if you've been there. And I'm hitting the number 1. I've been there. Has anybody ever been there where like you're in a trade and then all of a sudden it's just like, whoa, what just happened? Because the market quickly turned on you. Okay. All right. So we're not crazy. So classics, I don't know why you're saying, man, that's cold. What? No, it's a perfect analogy. What are you talking about? I swear, some people walk around with life. And if you're one of these people, I'd encourage you to not be one of these people. In one hand, you have a stick. In the other hand, you have a victim card. So poke, poke, poke. And then when they react, oh, victim, oh. Cold means correct. Okay, fair enough. I thought that meant like that's mean or that's like not necessarily like, oh man, that's wrong. Like, dude, that's cold. But if it does mean, if you meant it as correct, then I will apologize to you for not knowing the slang or having the slang wrong. Or doesn't Poppy mean daddy? What does Poppy mean? I thought that meant daddy. What does Poppy mean? No, he spelled it Poppi. What does that mean? Fill me in. I'm an old man. That's what I thought it meant, daddy. I'm hoping, but we'll see how he defined it. I'm getting a little nervous. We are still just waiting to see if this thing wants to break out another. New slang, we good popping. So what does that mean? What does popping mean? We good popping. What does that mean? Now, Andrew, what scammy broker are you on? I guess to be fair to Andrew, can other people check other platforms? Like, are my values off on the chart? Andrew is saying that whatever I'm trading is way off. So to be fair to Andrew, maybe I am on the scammy platform and I'm getting the scammy data. Okay, we have somebody on Interactive Brokers. I'm okay. We have somebody on Ninja. I'm okay. Do we have anybody else? So far, we have Tradeovate. We have Ninja. We have Interactive Brokers. Oh, I forgot. So yeah, what? TradingView, good too, Isle Boy? Is TradingView good? Okay, TradingView, that's 4. All right, man. So with all due respect, Andrew, I don't know what broker you're on, but you may want to consider that you are getting scammed. Oh, wow. Same price on Thinkorswim and Tastyworks. No, it has nothing to do with this data. He's saying that, like, this low right here is not right. So, like, we're well past this being delayed data. He's just flat out saying that, like, our brokers are wrong. Like, it didn't actually go down to 704. Like, it went down lower than that. That's what he's saying. So yeah, this is not a delayed data issue. This is like, again, his claim is like, our information is wrong because our information says this went down to 704. He's saying that, no, actually, his broker says it went down to like 680 or something. So yeah, Andrew, you are on a scammy broker, my friend. Unless you're saying that all of our brokers are wrong and yours is the right one. Who is your broker, by the way? Are they based out of Somalia? Is your broker based out of Somalia? Perhaps North Korea? Somalian broker tough. All right, well, we're entering this high here. I don't know. This is either a really bad trade or I'm bored trade or I got to do something for the live stream trade. I don't know. But I'm curious if it comes up through these highs. If it comes back down, I will try to catch it on the way back down. See what so Classics is that guy. Poke, 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 and then I address him like, dude, lighten up. It's a joke. Why are you being so defensive? Okay, Classics, I now know you are one of those people. Stick in one hand, victim card in the other hand. Noted. Right, because people get the joke. That's why it's a joke, because that like is it. If you're not aware, Somalia, not exactly known as like a country that you would. Let me ask you this, Classics. Would you send your money? Would you open up a bank account in Somalia and send a significant amount of your money there? Would you do that, Classics? You talking all high and mighty, but let's see if your actions match what you say. Maybe a short, maybe. You didn't answer my question. Do you recommend joining the community and the prop? Yes, yeah, absolutely, John. We a ton like our community. We do have some traders that trade other things, but our community now, just because it makes so much sense, the community is basically a futures trading community at this point, and the vast majority of people are using prop firms. So yeah, John, if you want to be surrounded with good quality traders that are doing the same things you are, then yes, I think joining both at the same time would make sense. He's a troll. Who, Lauren? I value your opinion because the people that rarely ever speak up, then eventually do speak up, it must be something really grinding their nerves to get them to finally speak up. So who is a troll? I just want to make sure, Lauren, because I don't recognize the name, but I'm assuming you kind of just sitting here and observing, but whoever this troll is has finally brought you to the point. Yeah. All right. Thank you. That means a lot coming from somebody that usually doesn't talk. But yes, they are identified. I know they're a troll. Stick in one hand, victim card in the other. Well, I guess breakout was the play. We'll see if it wants to pull back. Maybe I'll try a bit of a pullback here. Caught this move perfectly. Bang, bang. Good job. Congrats. All right, it looks like the bot attack is over. We're back down to our normal area, right around the 150-ish concurrent viewers. So yes, if you're wondering, wait, how did viewers just drop? Because we've been under a bot attack for basically the past 3 hours. So I don't know if the person is still watching and we'll kick it back into effect, but we'll see. Stop move 5. Nice job, Tim. Very good job. I called my idea. Okay, good job. I must not have seen it, Printer Brothers, but good job. All right, I'll go with 3. So 3 long. See if we can get some more movement. Any idea why? Because last week, Ryan, I upset somebody. Somebody came by, said they had basically 100% win rate algorithm. I said, okay, well, how about you prove it? And then I asked the same questions that I've been talking about. Hey, can you please give us an entry point and a stop loss before the price gets there? And they dodged and dodged. They kept giving us levels and all this sort of stuff. It was all broad statements. And then eventually I had asked the person several times, and the chat box was literally like, hey, Clay, can you please ban this guy? Like, he's literally ruining the live stream. He's distracting you. Can you please just ban this guy? So I was like, all right, one final time, can you please give this to us? And he didn't. So I banned him. And then he came back and dropped this message. Because I banned him. So he created a new name, Enjoying Your Likes. Because at that point, I only saw the likes explode. I will give you one chance to apologize to me for your rudeness and arrogance and make it count. And then I tried to gain a little bit more clarity, but then eventually came back with another one about you need to apologize and start begging. And I'm like, okay, gone again. And then ever since there, yes, he's been doing bot attacks. So yes, I still tell him I try to tell him. I don't know if he listens, but I'm like, hey man, let's try the bot again. Maybe we were just speaking past one another. But if you literally have an algo that's like 100%, I'd like to know about it, and I'd like to learn from it. There we go. Okay, and I'll use my stop. I'll follow it up with this one now with my stop. So this will be a winning trade now. It's just a matter of how big of a winning trade because I don't know how big this thing is going to move upwards. But my stop loss is above my entry point, so this will be a green trade. My only stress right now is how big of a green trade because I don't know how far this upwards move is going to go. So keep on breaking up for me. Come on. No. Go back up. Go back up. Go back up. If it pushes up that white line higher, I'll move my stop up at that point. Come on. Come on. Again, if it pushes that the white line represents the high of the day. So if it puts in a new high and that white line moves upwards, then I'll adjust my stop some more, but only at that point. Was it 2 o'clock? Was there news or something? No. I was already in at that point. I don't know. Was there news at 2 o'clock? Okay, let's see if it pushes the white line higher. White line has not gone higher yet, so it's not technically put in new highs yet. Come on. Go back up. Come on, you know you want to put in new highs. You know you want to do it. Andrew, you're using some scammy broker, man. I don't know what to tell you. Looking like I'll probably get stopped out here. And I am... That red line is my stop. Woo! Survived. Come on. Come on, Cletus. Make a push back upwards. To be fair, super smart people are strange. Oh, stopped out. All right, well, good trade nonetheless. I don't know. He's using that MetaTrader file. All I hear about MetaTrader is just like, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is Andrew's trying to tell us all here that we're wrong. And we had like 18 different people show up with like different brokers and be like, no, Clay, I have what you have. So I don't know. I tried with if anybody else wants to try to figure out Andrew, then you can have at it. But I'm not sure how you deal with somebody when you have like 10 people saying, no, we have 10 different platforms that all look like Clay's, but you're still sitting here saying like Clay's is wrong and yours is right. Like I'm not sure how you can deal with somebody like that. Is there anyone who can decide where exactly enter and where to exit? No. No, based on the premise of your question, there is no way to decide exactly where. Because nobody knows exactly where the top's going to be or exactly the perfect. So you do. It's an educated guess. But your problem, Slimmy, is you won't even give us a guess. You won't even tell us. Again, when I throw out an entry point, that's a guess. It's all guess. It just should be educated guessing. Because to say it's not a guess implies that there's a guarantee, and there ain't any guarantees. So by definition, it's got to be a guess. But it's got to be an educated guess. So no, there is no one. There is no one who can decide where to exactly enter and where to exit. Now, you may get like 1 or 2 trades in your life where you absolutely nail it. You're like, whoa, I literally got the perfect entry and the perfect exit. So you got the exact perfect entry and the exact perfect exit. But that's not going to happen very often, if ever. All right, so NAS 100 must be some bootleg thing. I don't know. But it's not the NQ, that's for sure. So NAS 100 is different. All right, he's trading garbage CFDs. That's why. It's a CFD. So he, yeah, okay. That makes sense. He's trading the garbage CFDs, so that's why he's often, who knows, man. Oh, CFDs. Goodness. Could it get any scammier than the CFD market? Right? Am I right, Andrew? Are you trading CFDs right now? Where did my... Where'd my chat box go? Oh, right here. Now, according to this, NQ is futures and NAS is CFD. Yeah, so he, again, if he's on MetaTrader, I don't know what MetaTrader is. MetaTrader is, you know, selling like scammy. So he's not in America, because I don't even know if this is open to Americans. Are you even trading for what are you trading? What is going on here? Ah, you dirty rat. That's right. Look for another entry. We can always get back in. Look for another entry. Still holding this long to 802.50. All right. Well, I think you're getting close, right? Yeah. You're within striking distance, Labradabber. A free stock market wouldn't really be a thing if there was some magic trick that told you exactly. Yeah, no, it's impossible to have, like, there is no alert service. If any alert service gives you like a percentage, like, hey, we're right, any percentage, like we're right 70% of the time, no, you're not. No, you're not. Because if that was true, or, you know, 80% of the time or whatever, but you're right, because if something truly worked, then guess what? Everybody would do it, but then it wouldn't work anymore. Because if everybody is doing, so if everybody's supposed to buy at, you know, XYZ, because it works. It's the magic pill. You buy under these circumstances. Well, if everybody's aware of this magic pill, and everybody would be aware of the magic pill, because word spreads quick. But if everybody is supposed to buy at this set of circumstances, well, is anybody going to be selling? Well, no, not a single person is going to be selling. Because, well, you're supposed to be buying right now. But if there's no sellers, how are you supposed to buy? So yes, at scale, that's why there can be no magic pill. Because the market would literally just stop working. Well, then again, it would keep working because if nobody is buying and nobody wants, then it just doesn't, you know, it's kind of circular logic, but it makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Seems to be he is trading. Hey, patient trader, where you been? Where you been? It's been a long time since you've been here. No need for sellers. We can just do an IOU to the market. Oh, yeah, that's true. My bad. Ooh. All right, let me. All right, I'm going to start small here. This could get a little rough, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm in with one. Just MNQ. I'm looking to build here, though. Just in the background. Oh, you should speak up more. Poor trade management on my part. Took a loss when I was up quite a bit, being stubborn. I don't know. Because then you get out and then you hit those 3 point. I hear what you're saying, but that's always a tricky spot. Let me add another one here at the 21. Because yeah, I mean that's just that's hindsight for you, right? Dotting blue line is my average price. You're going to bounce or aren't you? Wait, you're in California, Andrew? And why are you using MetaTrader to trade with if you're in California? Like, if you're an American citizen, why are you using MetaTrader? I am so confused. Hey, brother. I'd like to see it bounce up a little bit more, but the way it keeps putzing around, I don't know if it wants to go or not. Come on. Well, I have my stop loss now, so I'll just let it do its thing. It's either going to bounce. All right, there it is. Or it's going to come down to that red line and stop me out. First price target will be right there. Oh, and I am oh so close to getting stopped out, but... And I am... I guess I survived that too. So I'm risking 3 points, and my first profit target up there is about 10 points. So, you know, the risk reward is there. Again, my risk is what, about 3 points, and I'm going for about 10 points on my first profit target. We'll see if I can get it. W stop. Which trading platform do you recommend then? Who are you using right now, D? The buffer on a 50K. The buffer, yeah, correct. Yep. So in order to build buffer, you have to first get your account up to 52K. And then anything above 52K is you can either take as payouts or you can leave in and it starts to build that buffer. No, I don't know if that's how it works with the bots. I think this person thinks that like he's going to get my channel in trouble with YouTube because a YouTube algorithm is going to be like, oh, this person's using bots to inflate their numbers. Time to ban them or time to do something like that. But so when this live stream is over, I'll submit a report. A report takes like 30 seconds. I just let them know, hey, I got bot attacked again, so that they know I'm not doing anything. I reported them from day one. So, but I think that's what he thinks he's doing. Like he's trying to get like the live stream shut down or my channel banned or something, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Like me questioning his algorithm had zero effect on his like real world, like on his real life. But like my channel, like, yeah, this is a revenue stream for me. Like I have 6 kids. So like for him to be like, his ego was that offended. He's like, I'm going to try to hurt his livelihood. When I just question his algorithm, like when it has nothing to do with his livelihood, I mean, some people are kind of psychos. Good, my first target is there. There we go. Nice. 3-1 in the house. I think I got a little bit more than 3-1. All right, let's put this. I like getting those 3-1s. Well, what? I risked 3 and I got 10. So yeah, a little over 3-1. I'll take that all day long. Okay, let's move the stop loss up. So this will be a winning trade. Now it's just a matter of how big of a winning trade because I don't know how high up this thing's going to go. Crazy question, Mr. Clay. Just a minute. Yeah. Ryan, you can keep out with, I tried with Andrew. I'm not sure how else to communicate anything to him. My first account got obliterated at 8 a.m. So Jeremy, was this your first time trading futures? I recognize the name. I think you're asking a bunch of questions either yesterday or a couple days ago. So I'm pretty sure this is your first. And what were you trading beforehand? Crazy question, Clay. Can you trade daily and have the same results on a phone? Oh, I have no, I don't think so. If you are like trying to do, like if I'm trying to scalp on a computer, that's going to be a lot easier than trying to scalp on a phone. So that doesn't mean you can't make money trading from a phone. I'm just saying, is it going to be the same exact results? Well, that kind of depends on the strategy. Small caps. Okay, so Jeremy, what are your thoughts on how do futures move compared to small caps? Are they pretty? Did I get stopped out? All right, stopped out there for a nice little gainer. Again, I was risking about 3 points on that one, and I made, once I hit my profit target, I made it right around 10 points on my first profit target, and then the other one, I don't know, maybe I made 5 points on it. Way more fluid. All right, exactly. But, and do they move? Do they have good movement? Like I said, is Pam's plant lying about this? Or is there some movement on them? Sounds like you're saying, oh no, these things move. There you go, Jeremy. But like I said, do you also see why I say do Pam's plant in a prop firm? Do you see why it's smart to do them in a prop firm and not just go throw a couple $1,000s of your own money in one of these accounts? Why day trading futures? Nice job. Are you doing a 50K? And the most important question, when you got that second account today, was it with code Clay? That is the most important question. Was it with code Clay? That is by far the most important point of this whole discussion. That's disappointing. It came up. I mean, I shouldn't be. Totally got 3-1. It's always a good day when you can get 3-1 on a trade. But even yesterday, just I can't quite get like one of these movements where it just goes like here, and then boom, up there. I'll keep working at it though. I suppose in hindsight, I should have got way more aggressive adding. Okay, well, Jeremy, did you get 30% off on your account purchase? Clay's is working. Has anyone had trouble with? Okay, well then yeah, you got the discount though then. But at the checkout there was a spot that says enter coupon code. But good. I appreciate you coming over from small cap. So here we have somebody that used to trade small cap stocks. And when I said, hey, what do you think? His answer was they are way more fluid. Futures, and that's absolutely true. Small caps and low floats, sure they can move, but I'm telling you, futures move better. But Clay, you can make so much on those low floats if they explode. I assure you on futures, you can make even more. Because some of these movements here, like this right here, oh my goodness. And again, it's much smoother. So, always big market caps. I'm not sure what that means. No, we're safer. No, we're talking about day trading. So you're still trading small cap stocks, Jeremy? Why are you still trading those? No, we're not. He did it the right way. He talked about it generally speaking, so he followed the rules. I don't care if you still have an account. Stop trading that garbage. Small caps, low floats, that stuff is garbage. It's the epitome of inefficiency. But Clay, I make money doing that. I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm saying you are working inefficiently. You're taking on way more risk than you need to. But either way, Jeremy, it's great to have you here in the world of futures. Well, tell all your small cap buddies. Let them know about Pam's plant. And of course, code Clay. But no, just send them to the live stream. Send them to the live stream so they can witness this stuff. Honestly, is anybody here that's never like really traded futures or seen futures trade? Give me a 1. If you've never traded futures, or maybe you've never heard of them, or you're just like totally new to futures, like you don't really know much about futures at all, give me a 1. All right, D. Because I'll do a little experiment to it for you just to kind of illustrate how great they can be. Really? D is the only person here. Sergio, no, you're not. You've been here many times. What are you talking about? Okay, Sergio doesn't count. Seriously, of the 150 people here, we only have 2 that are like, I've never heard of futures, or I don't trade futures, or... Well, I honestly thought it'd be a little bit more than that, but I guess not. I'm trying to come back up now. Well, I guess in theory, somebody could be watching this. Why have you still not traded them yet, Sergio? You have been asking 800,000 questions. What is still holding you back, my friend? What is holding you back from starting your prop firm futures trading journey? All right. Well, anyways, because this will result in a live trade anyways, so we'll get some of this. But one of the big arguments for day trading futures through a prop firm, it's important, is the movement right here. Because they move really, really solid. But what's baked into this is, and I say is even more important, is the ability to control the movement. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's just first go and let me show you the bare minimum of volatility that could be expected. So if you were to go with the NQ and then just try the MNQ, this would be the bare minimum of volatility. So I'm going to get into a trade, and I want you to watch this number right here and ask yourself, how do I feel about that number? I'm trying to figure which prop firm. Take Profit Trader, Gary. If you want fast payouts, if you want a clean set of rules, take Profit Trader. That's which prop firm I'm using and that who I recommend. Very clean set of rules, and they will pay you. So here's how it works. A lot of people don't understand this. A lot of prop firms, you can make $5,000, but they'll say, okay, you made $5,000, but you can only request money every, couple weeks. So 8 days from now, you can request some money. And then at the 8-day point, they'll say, okay, you can request money, but we know you made $5,000, but you can only request $2,000. And then now you will eventually get paid. They're not a scam. You'll eventually get all your money, but it's very rigid like that. But with Take Profit Trader, they say, okay, if you made $5,000, you can request money whenever you want. And if you want, you can request all $5,000. So right then there, I think that's what separates Take Profit Trader from everybody else. Just a very clean payment policy. All right, Sergio, I can't help you anymore, buddy. I have spent so much time with you, and I know you've witnessed so much of this live stream. For you to ask that question is mind-blowing. So I'm not sure what else I can say for you, buddy. Does it have intraday? What's MLL stand for? I know what end of day. What's MLL? So Gary, that is why I would highly recommend Take Profit Trader. No, they do not have it. They used to. But then they got rid of that rule, and that's what... I know, Sergio, my point here is that I think we can both agree, I've spent a lot of time with you answering questions and going over a bunch of stuff. And if you're still not convinced at this point to do futures trading through the prop firm, I don't know what, go do whatever you think is best. That's all I can really say at this point. Let me know later. What am I letting you? Did I miss something from you? Ron Oz. I apologize if I missed your message somewhere, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to let you know later. But no, there is no, there used to be a daily loss limit, but then once Take Profit Trader got rid of it, that's actually when their business exploded and created some kind of customer service issues because they got steamrolled with new customers because they're like, whoa, apparently a lot of people like the fact that we just got rid of the max loss rule or the daily max loss limit. But I mean, also, NS, everything's right on their site right here. So it sounds like you are already a prop firm trader. So you know your way around. So, I mean, everything's, they got everything right here just mapped out for you. I looked into the prop firm that you recommended and decided to use the cash account and folks. What I'm not sure what you mean by cash account. Like, so you're using all of your own funds? Is that what you mean by cash account? You're not even gonna use. You're not even using a prop account. Oh, we got Stormy Shots and Slots, a pumper, GNLN, a buy at 0.008. Hey, it's been a while since we've had a pumper. No, GNLN is a dog with fleas. You think we're a bunch of stupid people in here that are just gonna randomly buy GNLN because you said to buy the 008s? I don't know where you think you are, Stormy. Lydia, I fully disagree with that decision. You are gonna get roasted. Yeah, how much funds did you put in that account? GNLN. Let's take a look at this piece of garbage real quick. I love it when people like this come by and think like they're just gonna like pump some sort of stupid thing. What? Stormy, why are you making such poor life choices? Why are you trading garbage like this? What are we even looking at here? Why? Stormy Shots and Slots, why are you doing this to yourself? Look at this 5-minute time frame. Or let's go to the 2-minute because we're looking at the 2-minute futures chart. Look at, like, what is this? And then we look over here at this 2-minute time frame. Look how beautiful and smooth this is. Look how smoothly it's moving. Then we come back here to GNLN. What is this garbage? You don't feel comfortable knowing that your money is more protected? All right, Lydia. Well, when you get roasted and you lose your entire account, which will happen, I know, you're a hater. Where's the positivity? No. That's not how trading works. The truth is, when you get roasted and that amount, when you're, I don't know how much you put in there, but when that goes to zero and you're like, man, on a prop firm, that would have only been like $150. You're gonna understand. But hey, we try to warn you. So you could have $1,000 gone just like that. No. You'd rather take smaller wins until you have a bad day where you go on tilt or your revenge trade or you get stuck in a crazy move, and then that $1,000 is gone just like that. $1,000, you could buy like 10 test accounts for that. Literally, mathematically makes 0 sense. Again, I'm glad to know that $1,000 is little risk for you. But again, this is an argument of efficiency. It would be more efficient to only risk basically $100 compared to $1,000. Yeah, I guess, Mikey, some people just have to get smacked. I don't know. Lydia, I realize that's what you do, but are you a flawless trader? You don't ever break rules? You never make mistakes? Is that your case, Lydia? Are you telling me you're a flawless trader and you always manage risk perfectly? I don't think that's your claim, but is that what you're saying? I get it. Your goal, your rules are to risk 2%. I understand that. But like, are you telling me you never lose your mind, go on tilt, revenge trade, FOMO? Like you're a flawless trader in that regard? You never have bad days because you break rules? I don't think that's what you're claiming. I lost 2,989 this morning in under 5. All right, Lydia. Well, we try to help. The math says you're working very inefficiently, but if you want to justify, I don't even know how you're justifying it, but okay. Afternoon is maybe a little bit choppier. But with futures, there's still plenty of opportunity. What a move. What a nice move upwards here. Yeah, Lydia, do whatever you think's best. I've said my 2 cents. So your money, your choices. Do what you got to do. All right, let's see. But Lydia, just one final warning. When you get stuck or when you get caught in these sorts of just flash movements, yeah, you say you're going to risk 2%. But these sorts of movements, they don't care about your 2%. There is slippage in futures. These are the moves that I'm trying to warn you against. You get caught in one of these, again, well, I have my rules. I have my stop losses. Yeah, these things don't care about those stop losses. You get stuck in one of those movements, it could be account, I won't say completely gone, but it could be $500, $600, boom, just like that. That's what I'm trying to just make you aware of. But it seems to me like you're just going to need to experience one of those on your own and be like, oh, now I see what that Clay guy was talking about. Lydia, that's irrelevant. That's great that you paper trade on demo. All I'm saying is that these are the moves that can happen, especially in the Trump tweet era. Last week, well, I can't remember, was it Thursday or something? He made a tweet, and the markets went down like boom. And like some people just got wrecked. And then I sit here and say, man, can you imagine there are people out there with real money accounts, and they may have been trying to honor stop losses and rules and manage risk, but when that sort of thing happens, there is nothing you can do. But hopefully the people that did get caught in that move were using prop firms, because at least they're only out a couple $100. Oh, is that what pocket options are? Oh, goodness. So I'm sitting here trying to talk rationally with somebody that was doing binary options. Oh, brother. Oh, today's been a live stream for the record books. Lydia, you are just going to need to learn the hard way. You're just going to need to watch that $1,000. You're going to need to watch you trying to take a 2% risk and then have that go into something way bigger. Apparently, you're just going to need to learn the hard way. Just remember who tried to be maybe at times overly blunt, but who try to be bluntly honest with you that you are making a poor decision, mathematically speaking. Especially when you are a beginner. I don't care how much you've demoed. Demo trading to real trading, it's just not the same. Am I going to get another trade? Maybe. Yeah, the math is just, I don't know what to say. It's like if you get caught in a spike, which can happen, and is actually, I don't want to say like super high probability, but like it's more than, I mean, it's very realistic in this day and age where Trump loves to tweet. He could just say something. He loves to give press conferences. He could just randomly make an off-the-cuff comment, and the markets just spaz out, and then you could be good where you're, again, trying to be disciplined, but you just get roasted and it's not even your fault, because there is slippage, and when things like that happen, it doesn't care where your stop loss is at. You could be selling way below. So some people, though, are like, well, I'm just going to lose up my entire account, whereas this would be, sure, maybe that spike against you cost $1,500, but it's not like you lost $1,500 out of your pocket. You only lost the cost of the prop firm itself. So $105. But Lydia's like, no, I'm going to just go ahead and risk. Now, for her, it'd be $1,000. But I'm going to risk $1,000 when in all actuality, her out of her pocket risk could be $105. Lydia, yeah, you're when literally everybody here, Lydia, is like, no, that's kind of, especially when you're a beginner. That's like the nail in the coffin of all this. You're a beginner. And if you're day trading stocks or options, I mean, that's just it's just, yeah, your case is not getting any better. I made seven. Nobody listens to me. Nobody listens to me here. Nobody listens. For the final time, Pam's plant is not an argument that you can't make money day trading other things. It's an argument of efficiency. Great, you made $7 on the whatever that was. You're working inefficiently. You're taking on too much risk. You're trading things that don't move as good. It's not an argument of whether or not you can make money in other things. With that, it's been a rough one. It's been a rough one. I traded options for 5 years. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Nobody believes that. Nobody believes that. Somebody said they smelled a troll, and I think we have confirmation of the troll. Nobody believes that you made. Then you would still be trading options right now. You would not be looking to day trade anything else because you would have some sort of magical, mystical thing in options. Nobody believes that. So you have 6 kids. You should know that. But all right, yeah, I'm tapping out. I'm tapping. Lydia is just oh my goodness, I don't even know what to say anymore. So, anyways, thank you everybody for being here. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I needed to step away, take a break. I will. I'll maybe be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. So subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you are made aware if I do decide to go live. But after today's stream, I might need a little bit of a break. This was a rough one. This was a rough one, folks. So I wouldn't waste time with. Well, I know, Tom, but we had that discussion yesterday. That's kind of a hindsight discussion because you don't know if somebody's an idiot right away. Like it takes a little time, but then after time, you're like, okay, I just wasted time with an idiot. But you didn't know until you give time. So it's kind of it's not quite that easy, Tom. So again, I don't know if I'll be back. I might need a little vacation. We'll see what happens with it. But like I said, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button on your way out and turn on notifications. So everybody, have a good one. I'm gonna go. I don't know. Jump in. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go for a walk and just contemplate my life choices. Have a good one, everybody.